Are you ready to kickstart your week with some dirt slinging and tire slaying action motorsports radio that packs the biggest guests?
Hi, Ken Block here.
Hey, my name's Jolene Van Butte.
What's up, Brian Deegan?
Vaughn Gittin Jr. here.
They've been thrown into one show that has broken down the barriers of what a motorsports radio show should be. This is the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR, with support from General Tire, KMC Wheels, Rigid Industries, Dirtfish, Gibson Exhaust, and MTX Audio, with your host, who also happens to spend his weekends flying 800 horsepower trucks through the dirt, Jim Beaver.
When was the last time you saw an off-road or rally driver begging to get behind the wheel of a NASCAR Indy car? Yep, not happening, but you sure see these pavement racers begging to drive our cars.
And his partner in crime every week, a self-proclaimed Canadian moto chick who was jumping triples and taking podiums before most guys even learned to ride, Amy Hood.
No one knows how to say my last name. Like, is it really that hard? Amy Hood, like I'm from the hood. Don't get it twisted.
Sit back, strap in, and be prepared to join us as we take you through a motorsports ride like no other. Here is the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other, Jim Beaver.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR, coming at you live from the 2016 Polaris RZR Mint 400 down here on Fremont Street. Things are popping. Got my co-host Amy Hood. She's going to be carrying me today because my voice is shot.
I feel like the tables are turned right now. This is kind of where I was last year. So, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. My name is Sherry Aldrich, and I'm with the Can-Am X team of Derek and Jason Murray Racing.
Okay.
Awesome.
Would you like an interview?
Considering we're under the Polaris RZR tent and it's a lineup of Polaris RZR guys, I don't know if we can do Can-Am right now.
I love the enthusiasm, though. I love it. But you are wearing a little bit of the wrong colors.
What's that?
You know what? Marc Burnett is one of my husband's really good friends.
Okay.
We wish him the best.
All righty.
Goal this year after having that big spell of bad luck last year. So
All right.
we wish all the UTV teams the best.
All right.
May the best brand win.
That's awesome.
One of these days,
Awesome.
my Can-Am.
All right.
Let's have a great day.
All right.
You have a
too.
good day, too.
I'm from here, so enjoy your time today.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, that's one thing I like about the Mint 400 is, you know,
Yeah.
our demographic out here. We got a lot of interesting people, some really
Yeah.
cool fans, I guess you'd like to say. But this is a lot different
Yeah.
than the motorsport, or the dirt biking world, I guess you can say.
Yeah, and those of you tuning in, we just literally had a random fan come up, want somebody from Brand X on the show, which isn't happening today. But, we are going to be talking about the most random things we see as they walk by. And
Yep.
we are definitely live here in Las Vegas.
Anything can happen.
Can and probably will happen.
Yep.
I don't know if it was last year or the year before. We had a lady come up. She had a python around her neck, laid it on the table as we were doing radio.
Definitely not
and
last year with me.
Everybody was literally jumping away from the table. It's
I like
crazy.
snakes. I like snakes.
Not me, man. I'm out of here. You can be the snake charmer today, not me, definitely.
Hey, I had a pet snake, and then I had babies, and I had like 30 little baby snakes.
Man, I don't know
Yeah.
about you Canadians.
It was a garter snake. It
Oh.
did bite.
Not my deal. No, I don't dig snakes, man. The ones in Arizona, they bite, and they bite hard. We are live here from Contingency 2016 Polaris RZR Mint 400. Got a stacked lineup of guests today. A lot of RZR drivers. Got some trophy truck drivers mixed in. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood holding it down. Things kicked off yesterday with qualifying. Justin Lofton, your 2015 winner of the Mint 400. He came out on the pole. Now we've got today a day filled with contingency. If you're in Las Vegas, I know we got a lot of Las Vegas listeners to this show. Come on down to Fremont Street. No reason not to be down here. Skip out of work, call in sick, whatever.
Yeah, come by, say hi. This is one of, the most prestige event. This is like the Super Bowl of, the off-road world, I guess you can say. And I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to actually get to make it down to Prim this year. Last year I had to catch an early flight out, and I couldn't make it down to watch the race. So I'm really excited to get in there and watch.
Yeah, for you, how was this year? I mean, last year you were, obviously we did radio together, but you were a Miss Mint finalist. So
Yep.
Thursday with you was stacked full of all kinds of Miss Mint stuff, interviews. You were up on stage and that. I mean, how was it this year being able to take everything in? I know you hopped in Ray Griffith's car.
Yeah.
I call him Ray, but
everybody calls him Ray.
Yeah, Ray.
I'm hearing all these things on Instagram.
I've known him
with
forever.
my buddy Ray. Yeah, Ray Griffith. If you're down there, if you've already teched, come by the Polaris rig. I'd like to talk to you and say hi.
Yeah.
And he was really nice enough to I just met him.
Yeah.
And he let me.
Ray's awesome.
He let me jump into his buggy, and we did the pit crew challenge together. I mean, we qualified. We made it to the final, but the Cops team has taken it home the last couple of years, so they came out on top. But it was really cool, and he's a really nice guy. So he's my number one person I'll be cheering for tomorrow. So. Yeah. No, it was really cool, and it's cool to be on the different side where you can kind of, sit back, take it all in, meet everybody. This year is a little bit better than last, because last year I didn't know anybody. Coming from 2 wheels to 4 wheels, it's like a whole new world in industry. Hello, people. How's it going? Yeah. Awesome. I met a couple other people yesterday, the owners of Children of the Dirt, and I happen to be a child of the dirt, grew up in the dirt. So they're hooking me up with some swag.
Nice.
But no, lots of fun. So I'm excited to get out to Prim tomorrow and, be actually able to hang back. And
we've got you fully immersed now in off-road racing. Last year it was like, it was your first experience. Now, you follow a lot of the social media accounts. You have an idea what's going on. Obviously, we've had a lot of drivers on air. And now, you're full-blown dirt girl. Yeah,
now I just have to get behind the wheel of one of these babies, okay? I can't just come and hang out and spectate. Like, I need to drive. I'm ready to drive. Someone, lend me their car. Let's go right now. We'll trade. We'll swap dirt bike for car.
You did Terracross last year, so you step in the right direction. We got you in 4 wheels. So.
Yeah, I'm really excited. At the end of our show, we have Joe Duncan on from Terracross. He has an amazing lineup for next year. It's going to be really, really cool, and hopefully I'll be able to make it to more than just one round next year. But.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to find out a little bit more about Terracross. Yeah, we've got Joe Duncan and Jeremy from Terracross. Man, you're killing it here with the swag.
Yeah, I just got some awesome Children of the Dirt swag here right now. These are awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great. It's sweet.
Awesome. That's what I love about doing radio down here on Fremont Street. Literally, you guys are going to hear a lot of background noise today. Totally bringing the studio to the fans. We got people coming by. Seriously, we're on air. We're live. If you see us, if you're listening on your phone, if you're in Vegas, you decide to stop by in the next 2 hours while we're live.
Renner's going to come by and talk to us in about 2 minutes. We just got back from the Thai restaurant.
Nice. We got Ronnie Renner going to stop by. But seriously, swing by, say, hey, we're live. We'll still chat with you. This is definitely, we're just rolling with it today.
Yep. I like it like that. I'm not very good at scripted stuff because if I have something that I need to say, it never ends up coming out and I get frustrated. So I like this environment where it's just hang back, relax, come by, say hi to us. And
that's how we roll. That's how we do our Tuesday show, too.
It is now.
Unscripted, just shoot from the hip. It's more fun that way. I don't know. We're just us.
But you never know what's going to happen.
We're the same on air as off. I mean, you get us, and that's it.
Woohoo.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at that lovely razor sitting in front of us right now.
Got 2 of my buddies' razors lined up. We got my razor, got Bryce Menzies, B-Money, and we've got Ronnie Renner's razor. Gosh, it's razors for days over here.
Yeah.
But loving that here at the Polaris Razor booth at Contingency. Stop by. Polaris Razor giving out stickers, koozie cups, flashlights, all kinds of stuff, all free. I don't know, man.
Let's do it.
Lots of swag.
I'm going to crack me this Red Bull right now. Oh, here we go. Look at him strut it up. He has to talk to about 12 other people on the way down.
He's got to shake some hands with the Polaris Razor marketing team. Got Jason DeFucia, Mark down there from Polaris Razor. Ronnie Renner saying what up. We got Joey D from UTV Underground. He's going to be on in a few minutes as well.
Have you seen him yet this morning? I know we were talking to him yesterday that he wasn't too sure if he was going to make it down. And I did see him hanging out at the bar last night and having a good old time.
Yeah, but, Joey D, I think Joey D may. We got. I call her Andrea Pathiakis, but it's Andrea Kepler now in the house. Grab a mic real quick. We'll say what's up.
Yeah, sit down, say hi.
Yeah, sit down and say hey. You guys got something going on, so we'll grab you guys. Yeah, we got Sean and Andrea Kepler. Yeah.
And Ronnie Renner. Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Sean and Andrea Kepler. Andrea, hey, what's happening? It's been a while. We got. I wanted to grab you guys on air. We'll get you on air on a Tuesday sometime. But you got the Jump Champs. Tell us a little bit about that. We got a couple of minutes. Yeah. We got to grab you. Got to get you mic'd up.
Here I am.
Yeah.
So we're actually putting on a jump contest in Glen Helen Raceway in San Bernardino on May 7th and 8th. It's a really great event. We're putting on a jump contest and time trials event. So we have a really cool track that we put together. but it's not just for racers. It's for the desert enthusiasts, the people that have, a Jeep downtown and UTVs and everything in between. You can bring your pre-runner, you can bring your UTV, you can have a lot of fun. And Sean here, my husband, he's the main magician and everything, the creator.
Yeah, I got to ask you guys, got to put you both on the spot. Where's the mini stock? Because that thing used to haul. I think you both won championships in that thing. I got to know where it's at.
Well, unfortunately, I'm still the only championship.
Oh.
In the
yeah,
family.
we're matched for wins, but she's got a championship on top of it.
Oh,
So. But it's sitting pretty at the house, and we're actually bringing it back out
nice.
for this event. We want to have it
nice.
as a Jump Champs official vehicle, so that maybe
Okay.
we can put a celebrity driver in there or someone to go out and kind of have some fun. So we've been prepping that, and also our 1400 truck as well to get out here. So the Jump Champs taking place in May is an event put on for everyone. If you go to Off-Road Expo and you go to Lucas Oil Races or go to Supercross, you see all these cool trucks on display and all these products on display, but you never actually get to see them in action. Well, here at the time trial in Glen Helen, you'll be able to actually see what products it is that you actually want to buy. So if it's a Camber kit or a Icon shocks or King shocks, you'll be able to go out there and see exactly what it is that you want to buy in action. So instead of looking at it on display, kind of wondering if it actually works and just looks shiny, you'll be able to actually see whose shocks are better, whose kit is better. And that's one of our goals, is to make a battle of the builds, a battle of the competition. And there's classes for everything: Raptors, UTVs, link trucks, race trucks. So we really wanted to cater to the everyday guy. We didn't want to have the racers. They already have their venue. They have this Mint 400.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a tech and contingency line and awards, just like you would if you were racing a big series. But you only have to have your pre-runner truck there instead.
That sounds like an awesome idea.
Yeah,
That's
it's
really, really
super
cool.
fun. The time trials course that we put together uses a little bit of the short course track of Glen Helen. There's a course map right there for you.
Oh, nice.
And just for those viewers that are listening in, you get to use the front tabletops, but then you cut through the infield, take turn number 3, and then go behind turn 2, and it's sandy and washy, and it's really fun. We had a couple vehicles out there the other day doing some filming, and I drove the Razor around, and it was such a blast. I could have stayed there all day and just burn laps on that little track. So
Nice.
It was fun.
That sounds
I
like
know,
it's going to be a fun event.
you're getting a bug again, right? We gotta get
Yeah,
you
I do. Every time I get in anything, we raced Battle at Prim a couple weekends ago, and just being out there and getting strapped in, ready to go. Oh man, you start getting that itch again. You're like, you know what? I don't like adulthood. I don't need a job. I can just do this.
Yeah, we had a good time at Prim, kind of. We teamed up with another husband and wife couple, Dave Hill and Brianna Hill from Fab Unlimited, and they raced on Saturday together, and they went from 28th to 8th, and then gave us the truck for Sunday, and we got in and went from 8th to 7th, and in about 3 miles, we lost a wheel.
Yeah.
And so our day ended pretty quick, but we're excited to go back and race the Snore race at Ridgecrest coming up here in April.
Very cool, very cool. Awesome. Well, congrats on this.
Thank you.
We'll definitely have to get you dialed in again on on a weekly show and talk a little bit more in depth on this, because I know about it. It's an awesome event, and I'll shoot you guys. I've got Andrea's contact.
Yes.
Just drop her a text and get something lined up.
Cool.
Perfect.
All
Appreciate
right.
it. Thanks for having us on.
Guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
to
good
meet
to
you
see
guys.
you. I don't know. It's been a couple of years.
It's
So.
been a while. I've been hiding.
All right.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, that was
Thanks.
Andrea and Sean Kepler. We got Ronnie Renner hanging out somewhere. We'll grab Renner here in a second. But we got the jump champs going off. Looks like Amy's going to go and flag Renner down, see if we can get him to. Yeah, we'll see if we can get Renner dialed in. But, Andrea, I call her Pathiakis, got married to Sean Kepler, awesome guy. And, man, it's going to be a great event out there at Glen Helen, May 7th and 8th. Jump champs, if you're out in SoCal, Arizona, Nevada, make your way out there. All right, we got Renner and Joey D.
They're fighting. They want us so bad. They're both fighting.
Yeah.
They're fighting
Oh,
over us.
we got hugs. We got hugs. All right.
You guys aren't going to shake
Yeah, we're getting Renner sitting down. I'm telling you, we are.
Hey, they got an hour. They're about to put 2 long-winded mofos on the air.
Yeah. All
Hey,
right.
guys,
Ronnie
how's it
Renner
going?
sitting down, Joey D. This is going to be kind of fun.
Oh,
having
man.
you guys here together.
How much time do you got?
Might
I
not
don't
be
know.
that fun. Last night was fun. I don't know how fun today. Today isn't too fun.
Yeah. Joey D last night, it was at Hogs and Heifers, and I don't know what stays in Vegas or happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but Joey's eyes, I don't even know if they were open at that point. He was just like zombie standing there.
I don't. We had a good time, I think.
Yeah.
Walking Dead Man.
Yeah. Yeah, he was one of the extras for the TV show. They just took him literally from Vegas straight to their filming.
Zombie status. It was a good time. We had fun.
Yeah. UTV Underground don't work out. You got a new gig.
Oh, I was underground. Let me tell you. I'm underground now. It was fun, though. That's how we kick off the Mint 400.
Yeah.
You just send it on Thursday.
Yeah, rookie night, but it's so fun.
I don't
Feels
know
so right.
I don't know that I've ever had a Friday at the Mint where I didn't feel a little slow, though, you know? I don't know what to do with myself if I
feel
didn't
great
go out.
today because I took it easy yesterday.
Yeah. We won't even get started on your tactics.
Yeah. I don't know. Speaking of tactics, I know you were playing kind of shy guy last night. I think you rolled into town and told everybody you were 2 hours away still or something, right?
My liver thanks me. No doubt about it. But I was on a mission. It all kind of wraps around full circle with Razors. I was up at Boondocker at 6 o'clock in Idaho last night, and knowing I needed to get down here, and everybody's texting, like, let's get the wolf pack back together. And I'm like, pinning it to win it, man. Had to stop at HCR in Cedar City, like just on the mat, the truck, with the trailer, buggies flying off the back. I get in at like 2:30, and everybody, radio silence was like there, like nothing. Like, what? I just busted balls. I went through 3 tanks of gas to get down here, and everybody just hit the deck. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was going on around here, man?
You're about 2 hours too late, buddy.
Yep.
They had the Miss Mint competition, 6 smoking hot finalists, and Jade Werline was the big winner.
Yep.
Super cool girl.
Yep.
And then they had the Pit Crew Challenge, and that was always a good time. We saw Menzies' team lay it down once again.
Yeah.
It gets down to the wire.
Oh, it's a battle.
It's insane.
It's
like, I'm
pretty
watching
good.
these guys, like, hands shaking, getting ready when they say go. And,
Yeah.
man, I was excited. Like, the heat was on.
It's
yesterday.
cool to see the drivers, like, in the crowd, and their guys who do so much work are the stars,
Yes,
for the night.
I love that. And then you see the driver cheering on his team.
Yeah.
And, man, it was cool.
It was cool.
Event.
And all the mechanics are like, hey, why don't you get over here, Bryce, and spin a wrench.
They know better.
But seriously, enough of all the pit crew stuff. Well, the bikini contest. Let's talk about that a little more. What did I miss? When do I sign up to be a judge for next year?
The Miss Mint. It's not a bikini contest.
I was going to say.
Slow her down there.
Did I miss
Slow her down there, Renner.
I'm a certified FBI bikini contest inspector, man. Like, I can do this.
That's going on in Daytona Bike Week right now. You're on the wrong end of the country, dude.
Yeah. So when are we going to get you out here, Renner? I know you're doing some SR1 stuff.
I'm out here. I'm feeling it right now.
I mean, you would look really pretty in a little dress. You could enter the Miss Mint next year.
Why not?
I think you'd be a great contestant.
This is Vegas. You never know, man. I may get runner-up or something like that. I can
never
hang.
know. I think you could.
Kind of nice little muffin ass. Anyways, Jim, serious. It's intriguing, man. You get out here and we're sitting here and these cars are rolling by and it's like, oh man, the fumes are coming up my nose and it's like, this is where I need to be. I need to be racing these cars. It looks like a good time. They're all ridiculous looking. Like,
sound ridiculous.
I got a project I need to tell you about off air, dude. We'll get you out here. Trust me.
I mean, from the Razors up to the trophy trucks, they all look mean.
Yeah.
Even, like, I don't know what the classes are called, but it's basically the Razors, UTVs, and they look tough, man. It's like, I want to be in that and going like 100 miles per hour. It needs to happen.
And they're getting there. There's over 65 UTVs this race.
Yeah.
It's the biggest entry. The UTV class is the biggest class in the Mint 400, which is just crazy to even think. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Super cool.
It just gets bigger every year.
It does. If they're going to have their own UTV Mint 400 race.
Oh, it is the UTV World Championship.
We have the World Championship, which is like the mini. We call the Mint. We call the Mint is the World Championship's daddy. That's daddy, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's fun. This is there's over 350 vehicles entered into this race, and there was a waiting list of somewhere around 100 teams. People that just didn't get pre-entered in time, and I know the Martelli's phones were blowing up for days after they announced the start order, like, we didn't get registered in time, and they're just like...
Sorry.
I registered for this event before the Parker race. Like, it was mid-January when I sent in my stuff. I mean, you have to do that.
You got to be ready to go.
Last year, I was sitting out there begging for an entry, and I finally got in, but I was like, not happening this year.
No, you got to get it in.
Yeah.
This is the biggest race in off-road now. I mean, it's right there with the Baja, and it has been for years. But, there's something being stateside and having this vibe, there's nothing like it. I mean, the only thing that really compares is Baja, and I still think this is way funner,
I mean, we're in Las Vegas here. There's something about the character of this town that just, changes
So
the
cool.
whole atmosphere and the vibe. I mean, downtown Fremont, we got the streets blocked off. Like, this is legendary. This is
cool. It's super fun to be
I
walking
want to bring all
down.
my friends here.
Yeah.
Come on down from Canada. You have to check
That's what I
this
tell
out.
everybody. If you want to experience off-road, come to the Mint.
Yep.
Come to the Mint.
Exactly.
And the festivities all week. And
Yeah,
just the
all week.
vibe. And, the streets shut down for 3 days, before the race even starts. It's it's cool. What they've done with this race, and I mean, the Martellis just revived it, but what they've done in the 5 years that they've owned it is phenomenal, I mean, the buzz is there, and it's just cool.
I've got my Razor Turbo set up at the Polaris booth here, and I'm totally content. I'm not one to sit on my butt and just sit around and watch. I want to be doing it, but I feel like just being here is half the battle and doing it. It's just such a good time. So many, friendly faces and a lot going on, man. There's a lot to take in, especially on contingency day. One day, everybody's got it laid out. Yeah. So many vendors, goods,
it's the best racers in the world, the best companies in off-road.
A lot to drool on around here.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I mean, we're sitting here in Razor's booth with all these custom machines just surrounding us. I mean, it's cool for sure.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Well, I know we got Ryan Arciero hanging out, ready to hop on, but we'll...
thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming down.
We got to get you dialed in, both of you guys, on the weekly show sometime. And
always, we're ready.
Yeah, my phone number hasn't changed. Is yours?
Yeah. Last time I had Renner on, no joke, I called him. We were live, and I had somebody not on air, and Renner was texting me. I'm like, screw this. I don't even know where Renner was at. I called him from the line live, and he picks up. I'm like, Renner, you're live on the air. And he's like, what?
I didn't have time to prepare,
No,
man.
there was no preparing. I just called him.
I didn't have my fluffer with me. Where were you, Joey?
Thanks,
guys.
All right.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
We'll
have
catch
fun.
up later. All right, Ronnie, Renner, Joey D. We'll catch up with my brothers later.
Bye.
Yeah, giving high fives all around. Yeah, we're going to we got a commercial break here in a minute, and we'll do it. We got Ryan Arciero coming in. We're just talking on the We're literally just pulling people off the street, having a good time. You want to talk about live radio? This is live radio. We're just shenanigans ensuing here, Ryan. I don't know what you're jumping into.
Wow.
We're just grabbing people off the street and sitting them down, and any X Games legends here, Ronnie Renner. I mean,
Ronnie's incredible, man. What a stud! And I'm following up Ronnie. Holy crap!
You know what? I look at Step Up, and that's where he's literally. I mean, he's a great, free rider and everything else. But you look at Step Up every year, and he just acid drops out of the sky. I mean, that's like 30, 40 feet up, just dropping to flat. It's crazy.
Beat the free ride video. I'm sorry, but it's just epic. Can't beat it.
Big. You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
You know what's funny though is you look at guys like that, or you look at guys, the guys or gals in drag racing, big same thing, and then.
Oh, hey, don't discredit motocross.
No, motocross, same thing. And
those ladies are crazy.
And then you get the same thing back, like when you're racing a trophy truck. It's like, you guys do what with what? And it's like, I don't think about that. You don't think about that part of it, but I'm looking at what they do. I'm like, holy crap, man, that's incredible.
I say, I work in rally community a lot, and I'm out there, at these rallies in the woods, and you got David Higgins and Pastrana, and they're threading the needle through pine trees, at 120 miles an hour, and all they want to talk about is trophy trucks with me. Dude, you run a trophy truck, and I'm like, dude, you're dodging pine trees at 130 in a car.
I know.
And they're like, no, that's nothing compared to a trophy truck. I'm like, no, I don't know that I could do that.
I swear. I mean, anybody that's seen a trophy truck and they've seen the videos and stuff on it, no matter what form of motorsports they've been in, or even like athletes in general, or actors, actresses, they want to know more about it. It's so badass that our sports come to this point where guys like that want to know more about what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Just cool stuff, you know.
Yep.
And just like with motocross too, the sport's so three-dimensional. I think more so than road racing or NASCAR, it's such a three-dimensional sport. You got the suspension travel, these big tires, throwing rocks, over bumps, dust. There's anything you can think of. These vehicles and the drivers and riders are going through. It's incredible.
And what I really love is now these different sports are really meshing and coming together, because once our career is done on two wheels, we get a little bit more cautious, throw a roll cage on, but we just get as gnarly and go go faster now in the desert.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I love it because I see all these legends who, were my idols in motocross growing up now do like desert racing and trophy trucks. I'm like, I need to try that now.
I need to do it.
It's really cool though because then they bring, all their fan base to a whole new world, and it's really, really cool. So
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And I said, I think and I absolutely agree. The crossover is incredible now, and it does. It meshes really well together.
Totally.
And it was funny. It's funny you're saying with with an age comes a gauge. as my neighbors
That's me right now.
He has his KTM, and I keep on telling him. I said, you got to get a razor. You got to get a razor. And he says, why? I said, with age comes a cage. I said, you're going to have so much more fun on the thing.
It doesn't get any less gnarly.
No.
It just gets, you can go to work on Monday morning because when you crash, you know, you're not breaking an arm or a collarbone, you're just rolling around. You got a little bit of whiplash, but you can go to work on Monday still.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm struggling with right now. I just got, hooked up with Terracross and got on a razor there, and I'm loving it.
Isn't it so much fun?
It's so fun. But again, like I said, it's not any less extreme.
Nope.
I'm still like scared jumping those over-under gaps at Terracross.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I can't do this. No way. I'm jumping like 120-foot triples, but I'm really scared to jump like a 90-foot gap jump that you're jumping over another lane. It's just a different world with new extremities. So
that industry in itself, the UTV, the side-by-side is just blown up. I mean, I have... I tell people I have besides being in my trophy truck, I have more fun in that razor than I do anything else. It's so awesome.
And it's inexpensive fun.
Exactly.
Yes.
If I have a problem, I take it back to the dealership.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys fix this?
My GoPro footage is really funny because the whole time I'm like, yeah! I'm just screaming the whole time on the GoPro footage. I can't even watch it because it's just ridiculous.
All right, so give us a lowdown. How did qualifying go? I mean, back with Herps again this year. Obviously, you guys, I say you guys are one of the top teams. I mean, there's a handful of teams that are really at an elite level. You guys are one of them. I mean, how did qualifying go? What do we expect tomorrow?
I'm very fortunate to be racing with the Herps. I mean, I've been around the sport my entire life, and obviously that family has been a cornerstone of off-road racing. And my family, their family, we've been involved since the early '70s in the sport, and we've been competitors. And to be able to be teamed up with them, this is I think my 5th year now being with Tim and Troy. Racing with Troy in '91. And for us, for this race, it's a little bit bittersweet for me. I'm not actually going to race this year.
Oh.
And a lot of people that didn't know that. We brought one truck out to this race. The Herps are building brand new trucks right now. And they just finished the first one for Parker.
Beautiful.
They turned out gorgeous. Gorgeous. So
Beautiful
Troy and I
truck.
sat down and we made a decision that they're going to race one truck, and then we're going to put the efforts to building the new 91 truck and have it ready for the next race, which is for us is the Baja 500, and then on to Vegas to Reno. And for me, like I said, it's bittersweet. I love where the Mint 400's gone and what it's become to today. And next year is going to be a way different year for us with the new trucks, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Of course, as a racer, I want to drive.
Yeah.
I'm not a spectator. I don't like watching.
I know, it's hard.
I don't want to be in the passenger seat. I want to drive.
Yep.
But what we have coming online for us in the future, I'll sit this one out knowing we get this new truck coming.
Well, that's exciting. Like now you're making me excited for what's happening
Good
next year.
things come to those who wait, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So you got to have patience. I learned to have patience a while ago, but it's still hard because it's like a kid with a new toy. You don't want to wait for the new toy to be built. You don't want to wait.
It right now.
You want to play with it now.
Yeah.
It's like I want.
Yeah.
So, but the 19 truck unfortunately had a converter failure during qualifying, so it put them back in I believe 50th. So they got some work cut out tomorrow. Hopefully for them, I'm hoping for some good weather for them, and at least some wind. I know the wind's kicking up today.
Yeah.
But what happens with our sport, knowing that thing will be no wind tomorrow at all.
Yeah.
And
you never know. It could be windy. It might not. We might have a downpour. It could be a mud bog. It's such a crapshoot.
So you guys like the wind. So explain
we want
that to
to.
me. How come?
There is a fine line between too much, where it's creating dust at that point,
and
then when you do have some wind, it's going to help move that out of the way.
Like
so
nice
you're catching guys.
So you're not running into a big cloud.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So the only thing is when you do, it's a double-edged sword too. So like Jim was saying, if you have a 15-mile-an-hour wind, at some point on the course, that wind's going to come directly at you.
Yeah.
So it's going to hurt you, but it's only usually that's only temporary.
Yeah.
And usually you're facing in a direction where the wind's going to blow the dust off the race course, and you can actually charge the vehicle behind you. And here it's hard because there's a lot. It's rough, especially when the trophy trucks finally go and you get into the further laps in trophy truck. It's going to be rough and it's going to be rocky. So you got to be real careful and pick pick the areas that you want to go fast in and try to get around somebody.
Cool.
So.
Awesome. I seen a nice little teaser video on the Mint 400 Instagram page, but these trucks coming into the corners and blowing the berms and the huge dust, like, I want to be right there. I just want to get blasted. Just let me have it. That's super cool.
So we call it Arizona whiteout.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Nevada whiteout here. But
Yeah.
We don't get snow. We just get dust.
It's a brown out.
And it's amazing with our 39-inch tires now. With these BFGs, you're just digging such big holes now. And you come to these corners, and it's like you're moving some dirt.
So
moving dirt, moving rocks.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so exciting.
All right, Ryan. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, my friend. And
no
problem.
problems.
We're going to catch up soon on air.
Absolutely.
It's been a while. We've been talking about it.
I know. We got to talk about my Formula Lights program when we get a chance.
Yeah,
still, my road racing stuff. So I'd love to sit down and chat with you with that.
That'd be fantastic.
We'll get you on air sometime soon.
You got it. My pleasure. I appreciate it, guys.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ryan.
Thank you.
Good luck to your
Thank
team
you. I
tomorrow.
appreciate it. Take care, guys.
Yeah, take it easy. All right. We got Branden Sims, 2015
Hey.
UTV World Champ. He's next up in the queue here. Got Branden Sims queued up here. I don't know, Polaris RZR teammate. We did a little Terracrossing together. Had a little fun at a Fox party there in Heydays.
Yes, we did.
I don't know. We got that one iconic picture. That's me, Amy here, Branden, Street Bike Tommy, Jolene, Sarah Price. There was a bunch of us having a good time.
Yeah, there was.
We were playing some game
Yeah.
on a table.
with a hammer,
on a hammer and nails.
Hammer slogging.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
Takes a little bit of skill for that one. I've been working on it now for 2 years. Still haven't quite figured it out.
I swear I'm gonna get a stump and put one in my backyard and practice for Heydays this year.
I've got one.
Oh,
I swear. Yeah, my buddy.
Well,
I took my buddy up there for that race, and he was like, "Man, I got to make one." So as soon as we got home, he went and got one and got the hammer for it, and we played with it. We take it camping with us, which was kind of fun.
Nice.
Basically do the same thing, just put it
That's
out there in the middle,
funny.
and everybody kind of go at it and have a good time.
That's
nice,
funny.
Nice.
I feel like I got better a couple beverages deep, which is usually like the opposite thing. But
It's like bowling.
Yeah, completely. I agree. Wow, super funny.
Nice. So, take us through the season so far. I know UTV World Championship, dude, heartbreaker for you. Both events, both the short course and the desert, you were right there, and it just wasn't to be this year.
I guess not. I switched over to the Turbo RZR, and I'm still trying to figure it out. I had the 1000 that I had last year dialed in. This year, I've switched over to the Turbo, and obviously, you got to figure out a few of the bugs and work through them. And that's what I'm doing right now. At the World Championship race, I raced both races, and in the desert race, I had a great start. Had the lead through the first lap, and unfortunately, I'm plagued with some axle issues this year. And broken axle, got it back together and, managed to pull a fourth out of it. So it wasn't a terrible day, but then went into the short course race right after that and battled with Mitch Jr. almost the whole race, and he had to go in for pits for some fuel. I didn't have to go in for pits for fuel. On the last lap, 10 miles from the finish, I blew a belt. So I had to, oh my gosh, it was, it was like a roller coaster of emotions for me. I think I even cried a little bit, after that. I'm 10 miles from the finish, probably 10 minutes from winning the short course world championship, and I've got Mitch right behind me. I could see him back there, and we had a good battle going, and then I was even thinking, and what I never want to do is I started thinking who I'm going to thank when I get to that podium, and I started thinking about that, and right when I started thinking about that, the belt blew, and then it was like a roller coaster of emotions. I went from being on a super high to a terrible low, and then I had to climb out and change the belt by myself. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's just a heartbreaker. But Mint 400, I know last year you ran up front here. I mean, what's going to take to win here?
Last year I had a couple issues as well. This has been a tough race for me. The first year I ran it, I got third. Last year I had engine trouble. So this year, it's going to take a clean race, which is always what it comes down to. And it's a long race. So, we're looking at 350 miles-ish. And up until this race, it's been all basically sprints. So, hopefully you got to come into this with a little bit different mentality, set a pace that's going to be fast enough to win, but, you got to preserve the car to make it last that 350 miles. I think all the races up until this have been under 200 miles or right around the 200 miles race. So it's going to be, keep the car together, try to keep the tires on it, and run a quick pace.
So you have a belt in your backpack, right? For that last 10-mile stretch there?
I have a couple belts, and I'm hoping, I've changed a few things here and there on the belt, so I'm hoping that I don't have that issue.
Yeah.
But mostly I've changed the axles, so I'm hoping that I don't have an axle issue because that takes a lot of time, where the belt I can deal with.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping I can get that the axle issue taken care of, and that way I don't have any failures, because that's the only 2 failures I've had this season. So if I can get those 2 failures taken care of, I think I'm going to have a good run.
Yeah. I got to tell you, with the new turbos coming out, man, it seems like the speeds that you guys are running in the turbo class is insane. I mean, it's taking it up just another notch. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely, the excitement it's added to the race for me. Going from the 1000 to this, it's added a new element of excitement. I'm always smiling. I'm like, man, I didn't think I could, carry the speed that I am through these, the washes and stuff, the amount of extra power, the sandhill, uphill washes that we do in these races is where it used to really, affect us. And now it's just I can get up on top of it and it really goes. It's really been awesome.
Yeah, bigger engine, bigger brakes. I mean, it's just the whole package with a turbo.
Yep, exactly.
I still have yet to drive one. I want to.
You haven't driven a turbo yet?
Nope, not a turbo.
Oh, man, you're
in. We got Menzies and Renners right over there. We'll get you dialed in, right?
I'm just going to jump in and go.
I just took delivery of mine last week, so I'm pumped.
Did you drive it yet?
I took it out and did a little spin out in the desert. And
once you break them in, they run really well.
Yeah, no, dude, it was so much fun. I actually had to throw my dad in there because he's Mr. Class 8 and everything, and he hadn't really been in a razor. I took him out this whoop section. I'm like, just go as fast as you can, Dad. He did it, and he was like,
out there in Parker?
Yeah, and my dad's like, holy crap. He's like, I'm in the Stone Age,
Yeah, it's amazing, how far these have evolved, in just the past few years.
Yeah.
What's next? That's what, that's what you really got to think about.
I know. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
So you've got Best in the Desert doing a few score races, and then Terracross as well, mixing that in?
Yeah, I think so. I got to go talk to Joe about it, and I love doing it with everybody. I know it's fun. It's not so much pressure. It's going out there for the fun and the fans and putting on a good show, so I don't have the pressure of, the points, the Best in Desert, and the amount of work that is involved for the desert program. So the Terracross is more of like a vacation for me, so I get to enjoy it with friends and family and go have a good time and not be stressed about it, So it's real fun.
Yeah, Joe puts on such a great program.
Yeah, it's so much fun to go out there with everybody and, we all bumping and running into each other and it's just fun.
I love how, if one person has an issue, they have no problem holding the line, and waiting for everybody. Like, oh, hold on, we're coming. We'll be right there.
No, it's a fun event. I really do love the Terracross.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, Branden, and as always, good luck, my friend. And
good luck tomorrow.
We got to catch up in Prescott for some beers sometime.
Yeah, still, we're going to work on that when I'm down in Parker. I'll be down there for the water season, which is coming.
Nice. Definitely hit me up.
All right,
Take
guys.
a boat out on the river and have some fun.
Most certainly.
Hey, I want to come.
Well, you got to get to Arizona.
All right, I will.
We have a lot of fun in Arizona.
Yes, we do.
So, all right, Branden.
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy, my friend, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. That was Branden Sims, 2015 UTV World Champ. Do a little Terracross. His other there, Bailey. She was in on those that fun there at Heydays.
Yep. I'm excited for Heydays this year. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, that is definitely an awesome event. All right, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, looks like we got Marc Burnett, Mitch Guthrie Jr., Jerry Zaiden on the line. We got a lot more to come here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR, live from the 2016 Polaris RZR Mint 400 Contingency.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning RZR XP 1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris RZRs to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris RZRs RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris RZR vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. It's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Coming at you live from Contingency, the 2016 Polaris RZR Mint 400. Lots of cars popping through. Man, I don't know. We've been pulling people off the street, had some solid interviews.
Yeah.
And, just rolling with things here. And, man, I don't know. We've seen a bit of everything so far.
I'm just stargazing. I'm enjoying all these really sexy-looking vehicles that are driving by here.
Yeah. That one had the same color blue as your bike. I think that's why you're digging it, right?
I know. And, you know, I'm really excited to announce that I will be switching colors of bike this year. So, I'm really, really pumped to ride the new 2016 YZ250F. Probably hands down the fastest bike out there. In fact, stock right off the showroom, those things are machines. And I've heard very consistent, comments from everybody just say the new Yamahas are insane. So I'm really excited this year. I'm revamping my program. It's a whole new ride, and I've had Hondas for all my life. Great bikes. I've always loved working with Honda Canada. But now it's a new year. Time for something new. It's time for something different. Let's shake things up and it almost like recharges me and gives me a new outlook on my career. And now I have some new goals. I want to come out this year swinging. So, and I know my Yamaha could do that for me.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to change it up, switch it up a bit, and get you re-energized for the next season. I know I've had to do that in the past, and it's I'm looking forward to seeing how you like it. Should be a fun change for you.
Yeah, it'll be good. I got the opportunity to ride one when I was down in California last, so it's great. I mean, again, it was stock, nothing even done to it, and the thing hauled. I was like, whoa, these are awesome.
You know what's cool is we're sitting here, we just had a trophy truck go by. Now you've got Jeeps. We got a stock Jeep over here, like literally an old Bronco now. Just a mix of everything down here on Fremont Street.
Yeah.
It's look at
this. It's crazy.
It's a beautiful old Bronco, though. But, man, Polaris Razors all over the place. Let's see if we can flag down somebody from Polaris here in just a second.
Yeah.
But, man, it's been a fun one so far. Still got another hour and 15 minutes of radio left. But to those of you just tuning in, just join us on the live stream. We are coming at you from Contingency here, the Polaris Razor booth. Things popping. This is going to go off till about 5:30 today. Got drivers' meetings and stuff later on tonight. Then everything moves out to Prim, Nevada tonight. Tomorrow things kick off there at Prim Resorts. And they got a short course track and going to flag everybody off the line. I believe the UTVs and some of the limited classes start about 6 a.m.
Wow.
Unlimited classes start about 1:30. So racing all day long into the night tomorrow. Going to be a long one, but lots of action. And if you're in Vegas, make your way down here to Fremont Street. Having a good time. I'm having such a good time, I already lost my voice. But
you did.
Not a good thing for radio. But
I gotcha.
But, it's definitely worth coming down here. Lots of people, lots of free stuff. I don't know, Polaris giving away all kinds of stickers, flashlights, koozie cups. I had somebody walk up earlier before you got here. They wanted one of the headsets. Kid walks up and he's like, are these free? Can I take them? I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like a $500 headset.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. So everybody I'm like, what are you going to do with that?
We're not a vendor. But it's really cool. There's lots of really nice vendors down there. I want to go and shop a little bit, before I leave. So
yeah,
got to give me some swag.
Yeah. Load up on that stuff. They don't sell it in Canada, right?
Exactly.
You got snow jackets, snowshoes up there.
I know. Hey, it's de-thawing now. It's getting a little nicer outside.
Seriously, it's funny because Arizona, we roll out summer season, right? And like in December, the stores start getting like board shorts and bikinis and stuff like that.
In December?
Yeah, in December because by February you're already wearing that stuff. I've already been on the river.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I've been on the river too with studded up bike and my full snowsuit and ice racing.
Shoot, Wakeboard Island, you open. I got to go hit the cable park on my wakeboard this week.
Jealous.
I know. I'm telling you.
I'll be shoveling my driveway this week.
Yeah, you got an open invite anytime you want to come down.
Let's do it.
I know. It'll be a good time. But anyways, some more Jeeps rolling through here, and I don't know. What do you take of this whole Mint 400 thing? It's year number 2 for you.
No, I'm excited again. Like I was saying earlier, I'm really excited to get out to Prim and check out the course and check out the festivities there. I know Red Bull puts on a really cool pit area, pit party kind of thing, and checking out the whole scene. I didn't get the chance to make it out last year, so I'm excited to go.
Yeah, Matt Paiva, if you're listening in, our buddy Matt from Red Bull Las Vegas, you need to get over here. 1, we got to get you on air, but 2, we need to get some free passes to get into that Red Bull party out there at Prim, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so Matt Paiva, definitely a good dude, friend of both Amy and I, and he's been around the industry for quite some time.
I knew Matt when we were like 17, 18 years old, when he just freshly made a start in the industry. I believe he was either working for FMF, I think it was, or We All Ride. I don't know which one he was at first, but it's really cool to actually, I'd love to bring Matt over here on air and, get him on for a couple minutes just to talk about his transition in the motorsports industry, working as a rep, like a sales rep kind of distributor, in a super small company, and now he's big head guy up in Red Bull. It's really cool to be able to watch his career progress and, see how he's changed in his different roles that he's, worked up towards all these years. It's really exciting, and it's, pretty motivating for, to see one of my friends have that accomplishment. So
yeah, exactly.
Big things for him. He busts his butt, so, you can't discredit it. He doesn't get anything handed to him. He works really, really hard. Oh, yeah. Hey.
We got Mitch Guthrie Jr.
What's up?
He's rolling up. We're going to grab him.
Oh, I think I know this guy
Yeah.
from Terracross. What do you know?
Yeah, we're going to get Mitch Guthrie out here.
Hey.
Throwing Mitch into the hot seat right away.
What's up, Mitch? How's it going?
Hello.
Long
What's
time no
happening?
see.
Right now, we are talking not only to, his dad's won King of the Hammers a few times. Not only has Mitch won in Works and he races Terracross, but you are talking to the 2016 UTV World Champion.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sitting in a little bit of some royalty here right now.
Right?
Yeah, I like the sound of it. It's pretty nice.
You need to get a butt patch or something.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I had you on air a couple of weeks ago, but man, I felt so bad for you after the desert race. Like my heart was breaking. You ran such a good race right at the end, and I was like, oh my goodness. And then you came back in the short course race, took home the championship anyways.
Yeah, the desert race kind of sucked. It was fun until that 9th lap, and then it was just all over from there. But I was happy to bounce back in the short course race to get it done there because it was kind of a heartbreaker in the desert race for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough one. But Mint 400 now. I know this is the first time you're actually racing the Mint 400. How has the transition been? You're doing a lot of work stuff. How has it been to the desert racing things?
It's been pretty tough just learning how to drive the car because I'm used to Works where it's just hammer down and hope the car doesn't break. And this, you just have to actually keep the car together and not hope it doesn't break. So it's definitely been really different, and it's a learning curve, but I think we're starting to get it down for sure.
It's a lot longer, too.
Yeah, it takes some endurance, and you just got to kind of keep your mind right because it can get to you when you're sitting behind a car or something. You have to be patient.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, I know you were kind of thrown to the wolves at Vegas Torino last year. You'd never been in a desert race. They throw him in a Razor and told him to do 370 miles.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was like literally thrown to the wolves. Oh, here, go drive this, Mitch.
Yeah, so that was kind of my break-in for the whole desert racing thing, but that was actually a good time. That's what got me into it, and from there it was like, all right, I want to do Best of the Desert next season. So it's been really fun, and I like the long races. It's nice being able to drive.
There's something about it, because I've soloed Vegas Torino and the Baja 500 before. There's something about you get into the zone. I call it the zone, and it's like, you just become a part of the car. Everything that's going around, on around you, and you just get locked in and you see mile markers tick off. You know what I mean? And it's just one after another, and pretty soon 150 miles are gone, and you're like, oh, man. But you get into the zone, you're like locked into robot mode,
Yeah, if you're comfortable with the car, I think it's huge because my dad, when I was doing Vegas Torino, he's like, I don't know if you know what you're getting yourself into, and I was like, it'll be fun. But once I got to know the car, it was fun, and you just kind of get in your groove, like you said, and it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So I had one of my good friends actually. I think I'm going to be lining up for Vegas Torino this year, but on a dirt bike. Nice. So a good friend of mine, Tatum Sick, did it last year with our friend Jackie. But she's extremely competitive, and she's like, I'm going to win this year. Like, you're on my team. Let's do this. You and me, go. I'm like, I've never, ever done, like, a GNC or desert ride ever. Like, I've only raced on a dirt bike track. She's like, it's okay, you got this. I'm like, okay, let's do this. So, we've been talking about it, and I think we're going to jump on a bike and do it this year. But I hear it's now Vegas to Reno, back to Vegas.
No, well.
The long way.
No, it's the long way. It's not back to Vegas, but it's a 2-day event. It's crazy long.
So it's 600 miles now, 300-mile days, I've heard.
Yeah.
Woohoo! That sounds exciting.
You picked a good year.
Oh. I'm either going to love or hate the desert after that round. So
it's it's one of those things too where you got to conserve the equipment and know when to push and not, because if you do something wrong in a bad spot, you're spending the night out there.
Yeah,
all I have is a dirt bike. I don't really have a lot of protection. I'll have to bring a tent in like a backpack or something.
Well, it's the truth, and I've said, I've spent the night in Baja before, and it's not exactly fun, Start thinking things are coming out of the trees and stuff. You're out there by yourself.
You get a little delirious.
Yeah. That's like Vegas Torino at night. It's like 12 o'clock at night when I was just about done, and I was cruising through there, and all of a sudden you come across a quad that's just cruising through the desert, and you're like, that must suck if you break or something, because you're out there by yourself, no one around.
Yeah. Oh my. Sounds a little scary, actually.
It is. I mean, it's.
We hear Sarah talking about the Gazelle at breakfast this morning, and, she's out in the African desert in the middle of nowhere, and no one even speaks English. It's all French-speaking people out there, and she's sleeping the night over in her car, and, people are, like, poking her, waking her up at 2 in the morning. She's like, oh, my goodness. Yep. Like, I couldn't imagine that. I'd be terrified, especially being in a different country and not speaking the language. Well, I mean, I do speak French because I am Canadian, so, but still, I don't know if I'd like that. Here it'd be a little bit different, but... And Mexico would scare me too. No.
So take us through the race tomorrow. Where you guys line up at? I didn't even look. Where do you start at?
So now with Best in the Desert, they're taking the top 10 from every UTV race. So those are the top 10 people lining up for the UTVs. And then I think the rest, they do a random draw or something. So we're starting, I believe, 9th, so 5th row. So we got a pretty good start, but I know we're behind a lot of different cars, so we're going to have a lot of lap traffic and stuff like that, I think.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, like I've learned with this race, it's if you get the first lap in clean, there's going to be so much chaos and carnage behind you. It's like just back it down, run 90% the first lap, and get the lap done because, swear to God, you're going to be sitting pretty.
That's what I've heard. Everyone that I've talked to has said once you get that first lap done, you're good to go.
Really?
And you can kind of cruise and do your race. But the first lap, you got to get through it.
No flats, and in your case, no belts or axles on the first lap, and you're golden.
Yeah. You never know what can happen with these things, so
Yeah.
it's a learning experience.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because we were just talking to Branden Sims, and and he was having the same heartbreak you were at the UTV World Championship, and he's like, I made the mistake. He's like, I started thinking of who I was going to thank on the podium, and he's like, then boom, there goes the belt.
Yeah, that's always. It's like you got to keep your head in it until that last corner, or you never know what's going to happen. So that was a crazy race between me and Branden, and it was a cool day, but it sucked because I knew we were going to have a good battle at the end there, and it sucked to see him blow a belt there at the end.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because I hear you guys talking about blowing belts and everything. Like, it's a whole different mental game. Like, you see, some guys chain break in Supercross on the last lap, and you're just heartbroken because it doesn't happen very often. But, in desert racing, it's like 70-40 or even 60-30 where you're relying on the car to carry you. You must have such a crazy crew and team behind you that are just amazing mechanics to be able to keep your car going together. And I couldn't imagine that. I'd be sitting in my car crying if I broke something and it was out of my control. That must be such a hard mental game, to have something like that happen in a race where it's you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's crazy when I watch stuff like Supercross, like you said, because those guys never break, and I'm like, that must be nice.
Oh.
But in these cars, they're so big and there's so many different parts to them that you never know what can happen. So that's the biggest thing is out here we have 3 different pits going on, and you got to have someone at every pit because you never know what can happen. And we have 3 trucks loaded down with anything you might need for the cars, and it's a long day.
Yeah,
it's a really long day.
Funny in Supercross when we have this thing going. If you see if somebody's chain broke, you're like, oh, someone's fired. It just doesn't happen it does here. Crazy.
Who checked that one off the list?
Yeah, right. Well, it's funny because it's not just UTV racing, but even in trophy truck, there's times where you got to conserve and back it down.
Yeah.
And, we have these trucks, and everybody looks like, oh man, you can drive over everything. Well, you can't. There's still a lot of driving to it. It's. It's
extremely technical. Just listening to the language you guys talk about and conserving. I don't want to conserve. I don't want to go on a track and not go as fast as I possibly could. But that's what makes the sport so cool. It's not like people think you just get in a vehicle and go balls to the wall. It's such a there's so much intelligence behind it. You really got to know what you're doing, and you got to know the course, and you got to know where you can give and take, and it's interesting. It's a lot different than I thought, to be honest.
Yeah, I got the boys from the UTV Wolfpack stopping by. I guess you guys you beat at the UTV World Championship there.
They saw you and they walked away. Did you see that? Oh, can't touch the kid.
I was talking to him earlier. We're cool.
No, the Merrills are good people. They're factory Polaris RZR guys, all teammates of ours, and good people. They actually helped me out with my RZR build and gave me some parts for it. But good guys. But so what's up for you the rest of the year? Best in the Desert and Terracross, right?
Yeah, we got Best in the Desert finishing off this series. This is our main thing, basically. And then we got Terracross, and we've been doing some talks about I might be finishing off the GNCC series.
Oh, wow.
Just doing my own thing with that. So we'll see where that goes, but that might be on the table soon. So
yeah, you doing any works at all?
No, we're not doing works, but there's a possibility we might go out to, Glen Helen is close to us, those areas, so we might race the old King of the Hammers
backyard,
car.
Literally.
Yeah, so 30 minutes.
I was going to say, not even 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, so that's always a possibility because, if there's a race and I have a free weekend, I got to go, so
exactly.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you ever ridden a dirt bike?
Yeah, I used to ride dirt bikes, but once I started in the Lucas Oil Series in the trophy carts, and
why would you change?
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty exciting.
That's one thing my dad always has liked the cage a little more than the dirt bikes because we've known a lot of people getting hurt on stuff, so it's a little safer, I feel like. But
Well,
I
next
used to
time in
love dirt
California,
bikes.
we should, go ride together. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, ride day at Glen Helen.
Yeah.
We got Miss Terracross Dominique there.
Yeah, Dominique's awesome. She's such a beauty.
Yeah, she is. She's rad people. So, we appreciate you stopping by, Mitch, and we'll definitely catch up soon, buddy, and good luck. And
yeah, good luck.
Hopefully you win tomorrow.
I'll try. Yeah.
You win tomorrow, we're having you on air Tuesday, so that's
Perfect.
the deal.
Okay,
I like it.
good.
I'll take you up on that one.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
have a good
Thanks,
one.
Mitch. All right, Mitch Guthrie Jr.,
See ya.
your 2016 UTV World Champ, just a good dude.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome, and he kills it in Terracross. He's just
I know. He was really nice, too. I remember when Terracross, I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of those guys just came up and really, really friendly, made me feel at home. And now it's just like one big, cool Terracross community.
Yeah. Yeah, now you know everybody, so this year it's on, right?
I know. It's a lot better now. Now I'm just sitting by myself in some corners like, oh, hey.
No, and it's funny because, I know you were just at Heydays, but, we had San Diego, Charlotte, Glamis, Heydays. We had all that last year.
I'm so sad I missed Glamis,
It was seriously like a big moving family last year. Like, we went to Charlotte.
Don't rub it in.
No, we went to Charlotte and we got
Gosh.
rained out. And like the first day.
I remember that.
So we all went to the indoor go-kart track and we're all banging doors, and then we all went to the bar together. And it was just literally a big traveling family. It was kind of cool. So you really get to know people kind of behind the scenes.
I'm so excited this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be, and I'm going to practice this year.
Yeah. Got your co-driver Ronnie Feist back?
Yep. Oh, yeah. He's totally down.
All right.
But, hey, I hear if Renner shows up,
Renner.
it'd be pretty fun if we jump in the car together.
All
Oh,
right.
hey, we got another
Yeah,
guest.
we got Jerry Zaiden in the house, my General Tire teammate, Jerry Zaiden, KMC Wheels teammate as well.
What's happening, guys?
How's it going?
I've
Good,
lost my
good.
voice, so she's carrying things, buddy. But
She looks like she could carry you right
Yeah,
now.
she
Look at
probably
those
could.
guns.
Yeah, one of us is good looking, and it's not me. So
No, we already know that.
All right. So
Good thing you're on the radio.
Yeah, exactly. I got a face for radio, right? So that's why they only have me do TV voiceovers. They don't want me in the camera. In front of the camera. We'll put you in the studio, let you voice things, but we're not going to put you in front of the camera.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Aw, you're pretty. Don't
So-
worry. It's okay. You never hurt his feelings.
No, he doesn't have feelings.
Jerry and
Come on.
Jerry and I, we have fun. But so what's happening, buddy? We're out here. Polaris RZR Mint 400 once again, and Fremont's popping, and
Oh, yeah. I like that.
we got Potts revving it up behind us. But how's everything with you guys?
Everything's great. Little bummer what happened to us at Parker. We're running really strong. Started fifth. We're running first all day on time, and just
Overcompensating? No.
Yeah. She said it, not me, right?
Yep. I believe her though. But anyways, yeah. So we're running 1 and 2 our other kinetic belt truck. Alex Gonzalez running up front all day. We're chasing him down and lost an engine, threw a rod out the side of the block. Kind of depressing to start out the year that way. And we wind up doing the start of this race based upon the top 10 finishers at Parker get to start up front, which puts a lot of fast guys up front. We drew 18th, which isn't as bad as it could be. There's 18 in the class. And, so we're going to have our work to do, but we have 400 miles to do it.
Yeah.
Our trucks work well, and the terrain's pretty gnarly out there, so we should be able to make up some space.
Yeah, how's the driving split working with you guys? 3 laps? You guys all going to do a lap, or?
Yeah, depending on how competitive it is. Same thing happened at Parker. Is like when you're running within 30 seconds. We're a minute in the lead on time, 30 seconds behind the guys in front of us. You can't switch a driver, so we're just going to kind of see how it goes. If we have 2 minutes between us or whatever it is, then we have time to do that, and just take it from there.
Yeah. That's a nice thing, I guess, about this longer race is that you don't have the best start that you're hoping for. You got a little bit extra wiggle room there with, being a long, long race.
Yeah, you can always make time up, that's for sure. It's like it's like we've said, talking with some of the other guys, it seems like this race, and I know from years past, just the first lap, getting a clean first lap, no flats, no mistakes, and you're right in there.
That's exactly it. And it's, going to be a little different since we're going backwards from Henderson. It's, basically the same race course as the Henderson 250. I've started that the last 2 years in a row, actually 3 years in a row. And, Jason and I got third place. We started pretty far in the back at that one. I think I started actually last at that one. I brought it all the way up. I actually had a flat on the first lap and got it going from there, but we wound up making up the time. So we know the course. So this year, same thing. I started this one, and, through the first 30 miles, starting at where I think it's pit C is at this race, we're going to be coming backwards off that. So I think it's a good spot to catch people because they're going to be warmed up and going and in the battle, and they're going to forget about those rocks because they're coming at it backwards. And that section's gnarly. I mean, we're talking like Polaris RZR size rim and tire rocks.
No way.
It's so bad.
I haven't even had the chance to get out there yet, so I've never seen a course.
So are you going out there
Yes,
this year?
I am going out there this year.
What are you in?
What's that?
What are you racing
Oh,
in?
I'm not racing. I just actually get to go and check it out. So
Oh, really
no,
cool.
I
So-
wish I could race. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Next year. Can we line that up, please, somehow?
You're on your own there, man.
You're talking to the guy with the single seat trophy truck
I
here,
know.
so no rides for any friends. No, so we're starting backwards. We're going to go through all the sand wash that brings us back into Prem, and we're going to hit up back into that mountain pass back there. I mean, it's so beautiful out there, and it's so hard to explain to people. But the yucca trees are 8 feet
so
tall,
awesome.
and you hit this section, especially at Henderson, because you get out there, it's like sunset time. And I mean, it's like majestic feeling almost. It's like you're in Baja somewhere, but it's right here. It's just right on the other side of the mountain when you're on the 15 freeway. You see that mountain range off to the right when you're headed to Vegas. You just go right to the back of that mountain range, and the elevation's about 1,000 feet higher. And it's real twisty, beautiful, killer land out there. It's just really cool.
Sounds awesome.
Really rocky, though. The sand washes are in. The rocks are buried. They're probably the size of like a whole Polaris, and the tops of them are sticking out.
Yeah.
People get flats there all the time. You see differentials exploded and wheels.
It's kind of remote. So you go by on the first lap, and you always see somebody that made a mistake there. Go by on lap 3, and they're still parked out there.
They just took themselves out.
It's it's one of those things where you don't want to make a mistake back there because there's no support that can get into you.
Yeah, it's really tough. And so, we're going to strategize. We're just going to drive up on the dirt, and it is what it is. And, it's hopefully we'll have a little bit of wind. Looking at the weather forecast, we get 10, 15-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow afternoon. And hopefully that will help us out. It could be really cool.
Yeah, the wind today is perfect. Around 1 o'clock, it's supposed to pick up again, too. So
Yeah, definitely a nice day. So how's everything going with Camburg? Obviously, you guys are out here. You got a ton of trucks running now and product out here. And, you guys are just, killing it.
Yeah, we're set up over there between 7th and 8th Street, north side of Fremont, right by the El Cortez Hotel, right where all the fancy, vintage lit-up boots and shoes and all the cool Mint Street stuff from the 50s and 60s is. We have about 70 feet of space over there. We got our toter home. We got action sports canopies all lined up, and got tons of product from our kinetic product to our street product. Got a couple kinetic trucks over there on display. Everything's good. Go buy a Camber hat. There's tons of them over there.
I need one.
Yeah, you do. She's sitting here waving at her hair like, I need one. Like, look at, I'm the princess.
Yeah.
Where's my Camber hat?
Note to self, next year, bring her a hat when you come, right?
Yeah. She'd walk down the Camber booth, pick out anyone she wants.
All right.
I need to get some swag while I'm here. Like, all these vendors are just pretty cool.
Yeah.
What a great experience for all the fans and everything, They can get right up nice and close to all the cars and the vehicles and, just with all the merchandise. Like I said before, I got to bring my friends down to this race. I think they'd really appreciate desert racing just through this event alone. So,
well, it's like you guys is, not only an industry, company in the industry, but as a racer, I mean, this is the one you can't miss.
Oh, for sure. This is a great one for sure. It's kind of like what I always say. It's United States people, Baja 1000 crowd. It's awesome. It's people who are going to buy our products. They can go down to any store. We're in Las Vegas. You need one of these products. They're available at a store here. Like Camburg products are at 3 different off-road shops here in Las Vegas.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty neat, And when you go down to Baja, it's like the enthusiasm of the people. You get the same thing here, And it's such a party atmosphere. You head right across the street from where we're at, and you're just right underneath the whole Mint 400 deal. There's people walking around with 4-foot-tall cocktails, and they got all the beads and all the other stuff, and you get smacked in the back of the head from Cameron walking by.
Yeah, standing there just taking it all in. But it's definitely a good one. Obviously, you guys are on General Tires, so not planning on any flats tomorrow.
No, I mean, unfortunately, no tires immune to a big giant rock. So that's usually when it happens. But yeah, we're on the KMC wheels. We're on the General Tires. We're on the new Forge wheels they have, the Machete.
Yeah,
saved
those
us.
things are beautiful.
Yeah, 9 pounds a wheel lighter.
That's insane.
We've actually, tagged some pretty big rocks, and the wheels are still in the car, and we haven't had a flat. So I feel a lot of flats really come from either bead lock ring or cracking a cast wheel. So there's definitely going to be an advantage having that machete.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I've learned about KMC, because before I signed with them, I was with a few other different wheel companies, and, man, the wheels are just so strong. It's, some of the failures we had on the inside bead and that with other brands, you just don't have those anymore.
Yeah, no, the KMC has definitely done a really good job with the product they have, and we've been with them since 2009, actually 2008 on our Toyota Tundra truck. 2009 was our first trophy truck race. We've just been on the same wheel ever since. They make an excellent product.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we appreciate you stopping by, Jerry. Good luck tomorrow, my friend, and
all right,
we'll talk
guys.
soon.
Thank you.
Okay, see you later.
All right, it's Jerry Zaiden with Camburg, my General Tire and KMC Wheels teammate. Looks like he's got him some lunch there.
I just love how, he actually has the time to take in the scenic view of the course. I know a lot of people are probably crapping their pants sitting in their vehicles out there, just focused on the race. And I like one of my favorite things about motocross is being able to, doing a lot of the backcountry riding and free riding is being able to take in that scenic view. And this Las Vegas desert is definitely amazing, and I'm excited to get out there tomorrow.
Well, that's what's cool about being a desert racer.
Ooh, look at this truck.
Yeah, Green Army.
Chrome
green.
I love it. That's different.
Yeah. But no, what's great about being a desert racer is when we get to go in pre-run, go around the courses beforehand. Not only here in Nevada and Arizona, but down in Mexico, I get to see some of the country and that no one else ever gets to see.
Oh yeah, you're in crevices of the desert. I mean, the only way to get out there is, in a razor sometimes. So it's cool.
Yeah, well, whichever one you want, buddy. Cameron Steele.
We got Cameron Steele. What's going on?
Yeah, you're a guy that can speak to this. We were just talking about, one of the good things about being a desert racer is you do it on your Baja rides on bikes, but we get to see some territory and some country that no one else ever gets to see. I mean, only a handful of people.
Well, I think more importantly, the best part about being a desert racer is when you make a mistake, no one gets to see it, right?
That's funny. That's true.
Actually, you know what? For me, the best part, the racing part's cool, going fast and trying to win, but being able to spend that time, stop in the desert, just random places, walk around amongst the rocks, and just kind of enjoy the nature of it, And I'm not what I would call a eco-maniac of any kind, but I love to get out and see it, and that's what our trips are all about. Our truck trips and bike trips, we don't use the race courses mostly, and we don't go to the places everybody goes to, and we try to surprise people, and a lot of that surprise is just pulling up on a 2,000-foot cliff with 50-foot cardones or 100-foot cardones there, and just being able to see that part of nature that no one ever sees,
Yeah, no, definitely. The same thing with being on a bike. A dirt bike can take you to places like, usually cars or, on foot can't. So it's cool.
The cool part about the dirt bike is that no matter how stupid the location you get yourself into or how bad of a dead end it is, you can get off the bike, lift it up, and turn it around, and mostly get out of there.
Not so much in a truck.
Yeah, the trucks can be a little bit more tricky, and that usually makes for a good part of the story, though. Some of the best stories are, oh, dang, I had to spend the night out there, or, oh, dang, we got stuck, or whatever. One of our best stories is 2003 Baja 1000, and got stuck in the silt beds pre-running and spent the night out there, and it ended up being a 2-night adventure for us.
Oh, my.
Yeah,
Score ended up changing the race course, so we didn't even race that part.
Did you get any run-ins? Did you meet any interesting characters out there at all?
Oh, for sure. Well, we were so far in the middle of nowhere out near Chapala on the Seven Sisters. It was only racers. We came across a racer named Mike Boyles, and he was broken down. It was like 2 at night. He's like, if you keep going out there, you're going to be stuck. You're not getting out of there. I'm like, we're going for it. What's this guy know? And anyway, we were stuck. And the reason why we ended up being there 2 days, we got out the next day. Johnny Campbell came by on his bike, and we got out of there. Some of our other guys tried to come in to get us. They got stuck. But we ended up staying to help Mike Boyles, whose truck was broken, and we ended up, took us a whole nother day to get out of there. So my crew spent the night in the dirt without proper sleeping gear at Chapala on the roadside for 2 nights.
And it gets really cold in the desert at night.
It can get a little chilly out there for sure. Yeah. I was smart enough to be carrying a sleeping bag in my race car, or my pre-runner.
you almost got to bring like a little barbecue, some matches, some stuff to have a dinner cook over. But
you definitely always got to carry fire. That's the first rule of being a
fire and water.
Off-road.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, fire and water. You always have a way to make a fire because that'll keep you warm or help you have light or
cook some snakes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm afraid of snakes, but my brother would pick up a rattlesnake right by the head, man. He's not afraid, but
not me, man.
Not for me.
See, I'm not afraid of snakes because in Canada, all we got are garter snakes.
Right.
So I know all these Americans I would never touch a snake. I'm like, oh yeah, you guys got poisonous ones that kill you.
You see a snake in Arizona, man, you run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the snakes are a little bit gnarly, and time of year right now they're coming out for the warm ground, so
exactly.
It's always something we're thinking about. So be careful out there, people.
Yeah,
Crazy.
for sure. So take us through. I know you said a little hiccup in time trials with yesterday you were talking about the water and that and just misjudging it. But take us through time trials and then tomorrow.
Well, I think that a couple things come into play. I think we were a little bit more conservative than we should have been. For us, we'd like to be the fastest qualifier, but you see the pictures and you see the risk it takes. Justin's fast, but I don't know about side loading the truck off that kicker at those speeds. Does that affect it later? Does that affect the steering? We raced the Baja 1000 this year and lost our steering pump. So you got to ask yourself, how often do those side load hits make an issue? So we go fast, but not crazy fast. We were hoping to be somewhere 8 to 12. We ended up 13th truck, 17th overall. I think what the problem was, I just checked up too much. They say a cone's 15 seconds, and right at the end it was all watered. We'd been dealing with some slippery sections, and I came around the corner, and there was no cones, but there was hay bales, and I was like, okay, well, those are delineation lines. I'll take it easy. So maybe I'm just soft, but I should have just gone ahead and gone wide and waxed those hay bales and gone for it, because that's what Jason and Bryce did, and my hat's off to them. They did a great job, but I felt a little weak. I don't think it was our best performance. Cody and I came out of there, and I was like, it's probably not much better than 20th overall. He's like, we're pretty good at guesstimating. So we're not exactly stoked with 17th, but it's not absolutely horrible. I think the hardest part is that we have a couple less experienced racers right in front of us, which is something you want to try to avoid. I'm not saying that Brett Serapis isn't a good race car driver, but there's a little bit less experience there. So you get started on one of these giant races, you want to get moving, and I'm not saying they're going to hold us up either, but it's something to think about as a driver, that you have a couple less experienced guys right in front of you.
Yeah.
And so that's our mistake. We should have worked a little harder at it.
Yeah, for sure.
The short answer is we suck.
Hey, it's a long race.
Yeah, definitely a long one. So what's your schedule look like this year? I know you guys are, like a lot of us, just kind of bouncing around and pick and choosing some of the big events. I mean, what's on tap for you guys this year?
Well, like you and a lot of people, I don't really see any credibility for a points championship that really makes a big difference. The sponsors don't seem to care, so we're just picking and choosing what we think the best races are. I think we might actually add the NORA race. Part of our goals are to win the 2017 Baja 1000, which will be a Peninsula run, the 50th annual. So I think part of that will be more time on the Peninsula. So I think we'll race the NORA event, which will probably surprise a few people. For me and my wife and baby, we have Ripped Cabo next week, which are 2 weeks, is our motorcycle trip. And then we're doing our trail missions trip, which is a Peninsula trip in trucks. We're actually going to do 2 of those this year. A lot of demand for that, and it's something that I can do with Heidi and Kay, so not really any reason not to do 2. So we're going to do that, and just going to be a busy year of spending time in Baja, racing, and riding dirt bikes, popping wheelies on the beach, so to speak.
I like it.
So we're gonna see you back on TV at X Games this year?
I went to Winter X Games for the first time.
I heard you calling the snowmobile stuff.
Yeah, it's been a while. I kind of cut myself off on that a few years ago. It used to fall on the Laughlin weekend.
Yeah.
And I actually stopped going partially because of the Laughlin. And my commitment is to be a race car driver first and a television commentator second. But I think that the Summer X Games is something that's big enough for all of us, meaning all of our sponsors and all of our team, where it's good to have that credibility as a television host. So we haven't decided, and I haven't been asked, to be honest, but it sounds like they're going to ask me to come back, and if they do, I'll have to make that decision between that and the Baja 500. There's a possibility I could do both, but I don't know if you can do both good when you're trying to travel in between, each of them. I don't know about being at X Games for 2 days before the Baja 500 instead of spending time pre-running the course.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if it makes sense. So it's a decision we haven't made yet, but it'd be my 18th year at X Games.
Wow.
Nice. Hey, you're one of the OGs there, man.
I know, it's kind of crazy. I'm actually...
you and Tess have held it down for a long time.
Yeah, I think that I'm the longest running commentator that they have on the X Games. And I missed 1 year, Summer X Games. But overall, it's been a really cool ride. The people at ESPN are really switched on to sports. I think they've done a lot for action sports and racing. And, a lot of people say, oh, it's a big, sponsor deal, blah, blah, blah. But I think they really made a platform for a lot of athletes to do something that they would have never had that platform for, and I really appreciate it. So when they asked me to go, I'm humbled by that. So I like to go and support it and keep my feet in that action sports world.
It really is a great event. There's so much going on. It's our Olympics of action sports, so...
For sure, and there's other events that are also coming up. Travis Pastrana has a big event, which is pretty interesting. That'll be in the summer as well. So I'm interested to see what Travis's version of a event is.
It's going to be crazy. We all know that.
Yeah,
okay?
It's got to be crazy to be Travis's friend. I've known Travis a long time, but I wouldn't classify myself as his friend. He's never had me on the in the foam pit. But now, speaking of friends, I don't know if I'm friends with this guy either.
We're sitting here. We're sitting here talking X Games, and with Cameron, and I go, he's talking about how many years he's called the X Games, and I'm like, well, we got, Ronnie Renner is one of the most, decorated guys on a bike in X Games, and Cameron's called I don't know how many of your gold medals. I'm like, we got to get Renner sitting down next to Cameron because I don't know if this ever happened on a radio show before.
This guy vouched for me at the first event I ever did in California. Was it Blue Torch in Florida? Me and my buddies, East Coast Extreme team, came out and made our presence known by jumping all the jumps first, like total squids, just trying to be heroes. And
remember that water jump?
Yeah. Old Rudy Waller went out there and just pinned it. But no, I came out to, the U.S. Open, and you were kind of emceeing and just running the whole show, basically. And that changed my whole shape of my life, was I took the initiative to come out there and say, hey, I got to meet those guys and really show that I want to do this. And it was like, couple weeks after there was the milestone events or RMX, whatever it was, and he's like, he can do this. And next thing you know,
Ronnie's one of the biggest figures in action sports. It's
so
cool.
Basically, you have your career to, Cameron to thank for your career.
Is
what you're saying.
Not.
Hey, there's a lot of puzzle pieces, and that's a big one right there. When somebody vouches for you and puts their own reputation and name on the line, that means a lot.
That's huge.
We were just a couple hillbillies out there in Florida. Well, we were racers. We did our thing, and we had a lot of confidence in what we did. But when the big show of Freestyle came into town, and all the guys we were seeing at Gravity Games and X Games, Deegan and Feist and all that, they looked at us like, who are these dorks coming up in our turf? But, we,
that was a
made our presence known.
It was a great time in our lives. Blue Torch at the time was really behind the action sports world, and they funded those ride and slide events. So it was wakeboarding and freestyle moto combined.
Yep.
And not the different athletes, but in the same venue. And that was just a great time, and to be able to meet all these different athletes. And that was one thing about like I did the Marc Burnett shows for quite a while, the traveling circus, so to speak. And I got to meet so many great athletes and people that I would have never met if it wasn't for freestyle motocross. And it's great to be able to know Ronnie and to have that story told. I mean, it's something that pulls at your heart a little bit, because it's hard to know how you impacted or people feel about you. You never really have that, and to hear Ronnie talk about that is super cool. And it was an honor for me to vouch for him, because obviously he had the skills, but more importantly, that he's taken that to a whole other level. I mean, being such a big part of the off-road and motorsports industry and just a great personality.
I feel like the same old douche, though.
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of weird. No matter how you travel through life, you kind of feel like the same donkey that you were,
exactly.
Way back. And I still question. I'm like, man, I was looking out the window of the Golden Nugget like maybe 40 minutes ago, and my trucks were sitting down in the trailer, and I could see them, and I could see all the chase trucks, and all the guys are out there, and I was like, so I know I already said humbled, but I was just humbled by it. I looked at it, I was like, wow, I'm so lucky to be able to race those trucks. And I'm still just that kid that was riding waves in San Clemente when I was 15. I feel like the same person, even though it's 30-some-odd years later.
Yeah.
And you don't grow up either. I mean,
we're not growing up anytime soon. I don't know about you, Cam.
Well, that was a question. What do you want to do when you grow up? And now I realize as I'm getting in, into my 40s, that you really never do grow up. You just kind of keep looking for that next adventure and try to be a good person or whatever. And like Renner, I have one child. Renner's got 4
that I know of.
19.
So I mean,
you can have a baseball team.
It's a whole,
easy there, Hood.
It's a whole different level of responsibility, but that gets into that sharing and never growing up type thing. You look at your kids and you want to just teach them everything, but then at the same time you're like, I don't ever want them to sit behind a desk, and because that's something we've never had to do. I don't think. Did you ever?
Well, it's hard. We were at the Fox Athlete Summit a couple weeks ago. I was in. Jeff Emig was up there, and the topic was like talking about your legacy and stuff like that. And like, I'm a selfish-ish dude. I like all these sports. I'm intrigued by all these things. I want to drive cars and jump bikes still, and blah blah blah. But I also have to remember I have kids. And to me, that's something that I want to be my legacy is pass all these things I've learned on to my little ones and let them go shred and enjoy it, and most likely take it to another level because they have so many second nature skills that it's ridiculous. And it's hard. Some of these sports are weird because I'm not going to say this isn't a family atmosphere, but it's a lot of, you don't just put toddlers out here and let them run around. It's a hard thing to bring family to all these events.
Yeah. That's the one cool thing about the moto industry is you have that 4 to 6-year-old 50 class that, you can be riding in plus 30, plus 25, and then have your little guy out there riding. And, moto is a little bit more of a family sport than maybe some of these.
But you know what I do see happening right now, Amy, is like, I go to the Lucas Oil races. I'm starting to race a little bit there, and I see they have the trophy carts and the 170 Polaris RZRs now.
Oh,
and
no
I'm
way.
like, my brain's firing. Like, I could actually. I'm not trying to exploit my family, but I could find the support that you need.
Yeah.
And raise my little girl to be a badass little racer, not just a little promo girl.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
It's on.
It's
I see the
cool to be
potential.
able to do it as a family sport.
Yeah.
I've always raced with my dad. We've always gone together from, when I was a little girl, just hanging around on my little PW around the track to going to big nationals together. Now we're father-daughter race team, and I love that. Like, it's honestly the reason why I still race is I can do it with my dad.
He probably should have beat you more, though, I think.
Put me in a line.
I think that it's cool. One thing you key on there, Ronnie, you're talking about your daughter. I have a daughter, but it's been really awesome to watch my wife's trip through this because in the last 10 or 15 years, it's really become more acceptable for women. And I think yourself, my wife, a lot of other women have paved the way for that. And it's become something that our daughters can do if that's what they want to do. And, I get everybody asking me, oh, yeah, did you get her a dirt bike? Did you get her that? You get her that? I'm like, no, she kind of likes – she's into ballet and dance and singing, so whatever she wants to do kind of thing.
What's up, Ray Ray? How's it going? I'm his new co-driver, if you guys didn't know.
Ray Griffith,
Yep.
rolling by behind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Co-dog millionaire.
Yeah.
You talk about that, and the cool thing about me growing up too, it was never like you have to race. It was here's a bike.
Sure.
If you like it, cool. And if not, whatever. I was a dancer. I did gymnastics. I did a little bit of everything. And it wasn't until I was starting to suck in the super mini class, and the boys are giving me a hard time. I'm like, you know what? No. Like, I'm going to do this. I want to beat the boys now. So I kind of jumped into it at my own speed, and my parents never pushed me. And again, I never got burnt out at a young age, and it's probably why I still like it now. So.
Yeah, well, how old are you? Rider and Racer must be. Rider and Racer.
Nate Racer, he's 16. He's honestly at a pro level of mountain bike downhill, like probably Red Bull Rampage in the next year or two. My little guy Josh, Ryder, he's 13. He's heavy into the scooters at skate parks and stuff, like doing all those flips and kick crazy stuff. My little girl Chloe's 6. She's riding dirt bikes, driving razors. I got her a shifter cart, a Comer cart, and my little guy Jet's 3, and he's like autoimmune to everything. He's on it. Whatever Dad's doing, he's going to do it, and it's nothing. Surrounded by chaos. But, I always said the same thing like you said. Nobody pressured you to do anything. I have the tools for them there. Obviously, I would prefer my daughter wants to go do things like that and not just end up being some cute girl that gets everything handed to her. Enjoy life at a higher capacity of, having some good times beside people buying you dinners or whatever. Yeah. Drinks and just
as a dad, it's pretty interesting to have that conversation, isn't it?
Yeah, man, it's heavy.
I like listening to that side of.
But I say be careful what you ask for because now I say I'm not going to ask them to go to the track. Jet and Chloe, my little ones, are like, Dad, we want to go to the motocross track, and they will ride all day long. And I'm selfish. I'm like, I want to go turn a couple laps, but I love watching them get after it. So I just end up with my bike stays in the truck, and it fills your heart, man. It's cool.
Passing the torch.
You can't explain it till you do it. Everybody tells you that, but
it's a blessing. I've got a daughter, and her and I are at the skate park twice a week riding our bikes. She's got a 50. We go out in the desert. Now she's asking me for a RZR 170. She wants to go racing, and it's not because I've said that. She sees me out there shredding RZRs. She's like, well, Dad, I want to do that.
That's good.
And she's like, Dad, can you get me one of those? I want to go race one of those. And, it's her coming to that conclusion on her own. So,
as long as it's better than video games.
Yeah,
I just can't handle to shut their kid up, they hand them a Game Boy or whatever. For me, it was like, here's a dirt bike. Just go play with yourself.
There's an iPad at my race shop. And that thing, the battery just happened to be dead today. Sorry, you got to ride your bicycle around. Chloe, my daughter, ends up in the simulator all day, driving a shifter car. I have to re-rig the pedals with Red Bull pallets.
Give her a little cushion.
I got to get cases of Red Bull on the shifter so she can reach it. I got to reconfigure the whole thing. But she will sit there and play the whole day and, be racing rally cars. A 6-year-old little girl that's built like a 3-year-old.
I love her.
Raddest thing.
All right, we got to let you guys go. But before we do, we got to pull the social media and get a...
Is that your way of saying beat it?
Yeah, no, we got to get a picture with all of you guys, man. I don't know if this
Is this the part where Cam says I get to drive his truck this week?
Not this week. Someday, though. Here comes Jim Riley's right there. He's qualified to take a picture.
Yeah, Jim.
Jim's going to...
That's about all he's good for, but except for he has this cool stuff called Azunia Tequila, which I don't mind having a few of now and then.
I know he's got a pocket full in there. Let's
where's the shot bottles? Well, not today. We have to wait until whatever. But we got thrown off the show. We got to go.
No,
sorry.
We could sit here and shoot the bull all day. I know we could.
That was good chatting. Good catching up.
No, I saw Renner sitting there, and we had Cameron. We were talking next games. I'm like, I got to sit you two guys down because I know there's a backstory somewhere,
Yeah, it's cool. Thanks for having us. We appreciate it, guys.
You guys just made me really want to have a
Cameron,
little
as always, thank you for everything you do for the sport, buddy.
I appreciate
honestly,
it. Thank
bottom
you,
of my
brother.
heart. Thank you, buddy.
Good luck tomorrow.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. Let's do
Take
this.
it easy, Renner.
I'll see you in a little bit. What?
All right, we got Cameron.
I want some more of those
Steele,
mojitos.
Renner.
Yeah, of course,
I got my
man.
buddy. We got Amy Hood being pulled away for pictures. We're taking selfies here down on Fremont. All kinds of fun. Man, a couple of legends there. Cameron Steele, Ronnie, Renner. And, man, we're rolling right into another guy, Jim Riley. But Amy Hood, man, thanks popping down here on Fremont. Sitting those two guys down there.
Oh, my gosh. It just makes me want to have a moto baby so bad. I can't wait. I can wait, definitely, because I still feel like I'm 16 years old pretty much every day.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine having a little one, but it's going to be really exciting when, that world shifts over, and I'll be able to have a kid and take it to the track and, feel bad for my parents and everything they had to do.
Well, speaking of that, I know my good friend Jim Riley
What's
sitting
up,
down
Jim
here.
Riley?
Hey, is it morning? I think it's my morning right now.
Yeah.
Who's right?
Speaking of kids, you've got little ones running around now, and how's that been for you?
It's good. I got one running around at 2.5. Baby's tough. 2 kids are tough. Plus a full-time job and racing schedule. So, but you couldn't be happier. Kids are so fulfilling, and it's neat to have them around the house.
Well, your wife's amazing too. She's awesome. So
she's pretty special.
Yeah,
right.
She's very, very cool. Been lucky enough to get to know you and your wife kind of behind things, and just good people. But
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. But stoked for everything that's going for you. I know Azunia, it's been a project and a work in progress, and things seem to be going well for Azunia.
Yeah, this is going to be an epic year for us. We've got so much business going on. We just hired 2 people that actually they start Monday. So more people in Texas, Northern California, Colorado.
If you need a Canadian, who's
yeah,
coming
right.
out.
You know what? I have a Canadian already.
Well, you need another one.
I need a girl up there.
Yeah, totally.
So, it's neat to be down here because we have a lot of customers down here. So it makes a lot of sense for the race. But for us, from a business purpose, almost every bar on this street carries our product. So it's neat how they support the racers and their companies.
That's cool.
Well, and, I got to say, you post up, and, you and the Azunia official Azunia social media feed post up pictures from Mexico, the agave down there, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, and I've had the chance to bring a lot of racers down there, too, so the offer's always open. If somebody wants to go, we'll show them around.
I'd love to go down there.
I have never – my dream is to ride my dirt bike on a beach. can you help me make this happen? Like, I know a lot of people
Cameron
do.
Steele can
Although you do that, Baja.
I know. So I hear a lot of these riders go down to Mexico or Cuba. Like, I don't think Cuba. You guys can't even go to Cuba, can you? Anyways, go down to all these places and ride their bikes on the beach.
I think we can now, actually.
Oh, can you now? Hey, Americans couldn't go to Cuba before.
That's the next territory Azunia is going to, Cuba, right?
That's right.
Azunia, the official tequila of Cuba.
No, I'm talking about America. I thought Americans can't go to Cuba.
No, we
thought it was a
can
thing
now.
for a while.
No, it was until like 6 months ago, 8 months ago.
Oh,
so.
well, there you see, I know a little bit of American geography and
You're pretty close.
Politics.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
But no, that sounds really cool. That's
Yeah, we
exciting.
actually we ride actual horses down there instead of motorcycles.
Like with the horses in the water, like.
Yeah, all my partners down there, big families, they're all horsemen, and it's a very important part of their life.
Yeah.
So, like when we bring customers down there, there's no question that we have to ride horses. So
yeah.
We did not do it once. I got in trouble. They're like, "Hey, we didn't do a good job. They didn't ride horses today." But no,
That's so cute.
Which is as fun as riding a dirt bike.
Oh,
okay?
I know. Yeah,
Trust me.
horses are insane. But the only thing is, a horse has a mind of its own.
That's right.
I'm like, okay, I'm not used to this thing. Like, I can't make it go faster and slower. Like, I don't really know. Don't want to scare it and, have a bolt out. But yeah,
Nice.
the Mexican culture is really, really cool. I know it's such a close-knit community, and, everyone is so welcoming to travelers that I love going down there. And
Yeah, I've always tried to be a big ambassador for tourism in Mexico because there's such a bad rap. People think
Yeah.
a lot of bad things happen down there. But the reality is they happen everywhere.
Everywhere.
And most of those things that happen are in bad neighborhoods, people doing something that
Yep.
they shouldn't be doing.
Exactly.
But the people and the culture, like you said, it's amazing. The food's incredible.
Oh,
All the employees that we have down there, I've been to most of their homes. They've invited us in. We've had dinners with the families. And it's a wonderful place. So
truly, yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
I love Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico just...
It's a little closer for you guys, so,
we're very lucky. I mean, 2.5 hours and I'm in Mexico, and it's...
I'm jealous.
Not bad.
Very, very lucky and fortunate there. But let's talk a little bit of racing. Mint 400,
Yeah.
man. You guys, I remember last year, with the way I started and the way you started, I mean, I think we came into the pit at the end of lap 1 about 10 minutes apart maybe.
Yeah.
We were really close, but you started off you were on fire last year.
Yeah, we we ran the lead for the entire race in our class until we got 18 miles from the finish line and lost our rear end.
I'm hearing a lot of these devastating, heartbreaking stories
Let me
today.
tell you, man.
Coming down to the last 10, 20 minutes of the race.
That was pretty devastating. It was an
boy.
incredible course. Everybody was battling. And no, it was heartbreaking. So of course, we're back here. I have a brand new rear end. Okay,
right? Yeah.
We're not risking it, right?
We got a brand new motor and rear end, so no risking out here today. So, but yeah, we're looking forward to it. Our class, we talk about this every time we're on the show. We started almost 5 years ago now. We had one car, me. Now we have 39 entries. So we've seen a lot of things happen in the class, growing. So. Hope to see more cars out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's I'd say 6,100 in the UTV class are the quickest growing classes in off-road.
And they're exciting. The people that are that are racing those classes, they're excited to be there. They're doing a lot for the sport. So I'm happy with what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you walk down this row with all the 6,100s, all the UTVs down there. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's insane. It's insane. I can't, I'm looking around. It's like an ADD child over here. I'm just oh my goodness.
Oh, seriously, the
everything
Mint
is
400
different.
is like an assault on the senses. It's, everything about it is just crazy. I mean, and it's something you need to come and experience Wednesday through Sunday. You can't just come for one day.
Yeah. It's a long week, but you're right. There's so many activities now, starting with driving down the strip, and it just goes on from there. And I love what Casey's doing. When you look at the race schedule for the year, talking about being in Laughlin now, going down that strip, parade routes and good parties. Method's throwing a big party in the pits out there. So, everybody's kind of stepping up this year. It's neat to be a part of it.
They're really making this a fan-friendly environment where it's not everything's roped off and you can't go anywhere. Here you're up and close, this guy's touching the car. You can get up close and personal and really experience these vehicles and everything firsthand as a spectator. And the fact to do it in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street, anybody can come and walk by. So, tourists who are just here on vacation who may know nothing about this industry get the opportunity to check this out. And I think that's what makes it so cool and really smart. Is they're hopefully attracting a whole new audience and diehard fans just from being down here.
Well, when I was waiting to be on the show, people walking by what is this? What's going on? And usually somebody in the group knows and they start talking about it. Oh, that's amazing, Or driving down the strip on Wednesday,
hundreds of thousands of people.
They want to know.
Right?
Yeah. And that's what I like about it. Most events are, out in the middle of nowhere. You got to get a ticket to come and experience even the pit party. Like here, it's, come hang out and, see what it's all about.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, like you were talking about, everybody getting involved and the fans and stuff. Well, now, like, for example, I grabbed these flyers for Pirates Cove. Have you been over there?
Yeah.
Those got good people. They've got a booth over there. They're so excited to be a part of what we're doing.
Oh, I want to know.
Now they have a
They've got
ATV
two
course.
of them. They've got Pirates Cove and then Pirates Den in Parker.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you pull up in your boat, and your buddies can show up in the race car.
I'm telling you, Arizona's where it's at. You keep going, why do you live in Arizona?
Come on, look at that. Who doesn't want to do that?
This is where I live, Hood.
No.
It's amazing. So
oh my gosh, this looks unreal. You guys got to go check out the Pirates Cove booth.
No, it's awesome.
That's a resort?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So RVs, or they have some cabanas there.
Yeah,
We take our RV and we'll leave it for like a month.
Oh, can I take this?
Yeah.
We leave it for like a month during the summer. And because it's like 10 minutes, Pirates Den's 10 minutes from the house.
Yeah.
I get off work or whatever. We go up there and hang out in the cabana and go back home. And then on the weekends, starting about Thursday night, we just stay through the weekend there. And it's like a staycation for us.
Yeah. No, it's a great deal. But, and again, to your point, Amy, that, this sport is it's fan friendly. It's consumer people friendly.
Yep.
And brands like Pirates Cove can come out here. So, people are stepping up again. So, the other thing that we don't normally talk about that I was just thinking about is the people, like the heroes of the sport behind the scenes. So we had a lot of stuff to put together to get here.
Yeah.
And when you think of like my transmission guy, he's actually out of Havasu, Get In Go transmissions. This guy, out of left field, he's like, I want to help you guys, and all these people that pull through for the race teams,
That's
you never
cool.
really think about that, And I was only top of mind because I bought so many new products for this race. We got a new tube-works rear end. They stepped up for us. The motor, all these things. Is like it took a lot of people to get here.
Yeah.
I know you know what that's all about, but you think about those people.
There's a lot of cogs, that have to work in unison to get something to an event.
And that's why the Pit Crew Challenge is fantastic because it highlights these guys and they're the stars for, the night and, the drivers get to cheer them on. And I just love that they have the Pit Crew Challenge on Thursday night. Like, it's really, really cool.
Well,
yeah, they deserve it.
And I think every single driver I know, every time I've done a Pit Crew Challenge and just about anybody that does, there's a lot of money up for grabs. We don't keep any of it.
Yeah.
The pit crew gets every single dime.
Yep. And it's usually
and they're
the first.
so stoked,
oh
too.
yeah, and it's usually the first thing you say is that, hey, if you guys win the money, it's all yours. Like, really? So they try extra hard, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's two reasons for it. One to give back to, get the little extra oomph out of them. But
yeah. I learned a long time ago. It's funny because you had Cameron on, and I started racing because of Cameron. I raced with him for 2 years, but he always taught me, like, take care of your guys. So any winnings we get, I always split it up amongst the guys for coming out, and things like that. It goes a long ways. I think people forget about that.
Yeah, they bust their butts, and, even just watching the Pit Crew Challenge, some of those guys are young.
Yeah.
Like, they're young. I don't even know if they would know, how to take a tire off, never mind how, the speed and, like, how they do it all. Like, it's crazy, and it's interesting. You don't really see that too much on the dirt bike side. So.
Yeah, it is easy to forget the sacrifices they make,
Yeah.
And on the air, I want to thank all my guys for doing a great job for us. Because if you think about it, we had 6 races for the year. At least we run the whole series. 3 or 4 days per race. A couple of those are work days for these guys. They got to take vacation time to come out and help us.
Yeah, and it's an all-night thing. Like, they are working all day.
Oh, yeah.
In the sun, in the desert.
Yeah.
Couldn't happen without them, that's for sure.
No, you're right. Yeah.
All right, buddy. So, we got things kicking off tomorrow. What's it going to take to put it on the box?
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting about the new starting order with our class is it's how you fit. The top 10 is how you finish the last race. So we're off on 7th.
Oh, that's
off
good.
the line. So we're happy about that. We were off 8th in Parker, but what's really great about it is that everybody up front is fast.
Yeah.
So we've got good, clean, fast, air, the whole bit. So you're only going to see somebody unless they have a problem. Then we start catching the Class 1 guys. So far, the last 2 years, every race, somebody in our class has finished either top 15 or top 10. You've seen 6100 cars. So I know we're moving out there pretty good, right? So for us, right now in our class, one mistake will get you off the podium. A flat, a wrong turn, any mistake will get you off the podium because everybody's so fast and consistent.
Yeah.
So that's our goal, is just be
Consistency.
very clean. I know everybody says that, but we can't afford any errors.
Yeah. Dang. That's it. And then we talked about this earlier again, but I mean, man, that's it's out of your control. Like, I wouldn't know what to do about that, because, I mean, for motocross, it's 99% rider.
Yeah.
And, I don't really have to rely on, most bikes are the same and they're fast and same stuff. But here you guys are in just gnarly terrain and you got so much else to worry about with these cars. And, man, it must just be nerve-wracking just hoping that your car holds out to the end. And, I mean, like last year, 18 miles to go.
Yeah, it was hard.
My goodness.
Literally, my team was walking to the finish line to meet us. So right there, like, he'll be here any minute.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
You got to, now this year, you got to tell them to, you stay back until I cross it. No jinxing.
Yeah, literally, a 5-cent part can cost you a race. Yeah. I know one time my dad had a washer that they left when they were installing something, left it on the floorboard of the truck, right? Just a washer.
Yeah.
Didn't go to anything. They just accidentally left it on the floorboard of the truck.
I don't like where this is going.
No, it bounced up behind the dash and wedged itself between two switches and short-circuited the whole wiring system.
Oh, my God.
In the middle of Baja.
See, I would never think about something like that.
It's so
it's just
random.
cool.
And,
just got gas.
What's a washer? 5-10 cents tops.
Yeah.
Cost him the whole race.
Yeah, or just somebody picking it up, right?
Yeah.
And it was just the way it sat. Nobody saw it. And
Well, and the other thing, that course changes each lap, And you look around and you're like, where did that come from? You're like, that wasn't here 2 hours ago.
Refrigerator-sized boulders,
Yeah.
Like, whoa, who hit that and knocked it in the course?
Yeah, that,
What do you do when you come up to something like that, though? Yeah, you have to stop and go around? Okay.
Pray that you miss it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sometimes you don't have the choice to stop and go around. You really what you want to do is hit it on your tires as opposed to hitting an A-arm or a rim. Just want to try to get it right, roll right over it, Like,
oh my God.
It's better than your transmission.
Exactly.
Because that's not going to survive.
Yeah, no. Oh, my gosh.
So
Man, that's nerve-wracking, though.
Yeah, well.
There's so many components to take in. It's not just getting out there and holding it pinned, balls to the wall. There's so much going around you guys. There's a lot of moving parts.
I think one day you're going to graduate from moto chicks to moto cars.
Oh, you have no idea. We're already talking about it.
We got a race in a Razor last year in Terracross.
Yeah.
Step in the right direction here.
Good job. I love what you're doing, by the way. I watch all your Instagram stuff.
Thank
you. She's working out hard. She wants to get out here. You got her crew.
Yeah.
Hey, we're Ithaca twins today.
Are we?
Yep, got mine. Black, right?
Oh, yeah. You got the
good company,
classic.
good people.
Oh, they're awesome. And I really love, now they have Ithaca girls and they have a whole new women's line because, okay, let's be honest, we don't really like the normal fit of typical men's underwear. Great underwear for motoing. They're great riding shorts and stuff. But now with the whole new girls line, they're taking over. And
I set my wife up, man.
Love them.
Love it. Good people.
Yeah,
good
and their
people.
new athletic wear line, too, now is great. They're making big waves.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. And they got some cool people on board, like Machine Gun Kelly and some big rappers and, celebs. So
Jim's going, are you guys really talking about underwear right now?
We are talking about underwear.
I had an underwear sponsor until last year. So.
Oh, okay.
No. I've been there, man.
Wait, what happened?
They were owned by
He
the
goes
French.
commando now. That's funny.
If he wants to get on board with me, I'm all for it, man.
Yeah.
I've got a marketing program for underwear companies.
Hey, Ithaca, you hear this guy?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to see the photo shoots, though, okay? No.
I work with you now.
On his car, he bent over in underwear. I can picture it now.
Whatever pays the bills, man.
Yeah, right?
There you go. Good attitude.
All right, Jim.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you, my friend.
Yep, have a good day.
And good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
Yep, this should
See
be
you out
good.
there.
Yeah, we're going to get Rob from Warfighter Made here. Going to pop
See
down.
you, Jim. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, and thank you, Jim. All right, we're live here from Fremont Street Contingency. Got Rob from Warfighter Made, and we got Mark Burnett coming up in a minute.
I'm going to send Malcolm a picture.
Yeah, we're going to get him.
Each other underwear.
Get Rob mic'd up here. Well, man, we are live here at Contingency 2016 Polaris RZR Mint 400. Rob from Warfighter Made sitting down, and we're just rolling with things, picking people off the street, having a good time. Man, good to catch up with you. It's been a while.
It's been fantastic. Warfighter Made kind of got its start here 3 years ago at the Mint when the UTV Wolfpack basically put us in contact with Polaris, and Polaris has been on our side ever since. So.
Yeah, you guys have had some awesome projects with Polaris. You know, for some of the listeners tuning in, give us a background. You know, I know about Warfighter Made, but, you know, give us a background on what Warfighter Made is and what you guys do. Because to me, it's something near and dear to my heart. I think you guys are doing amazing works.
Yeah. So Warfighter Made's a veterans-based nonprofit. We do recreational therapy for ill-injured and combat wounded service members. All the founders of Warfighter Made were all veterans ourselves. I did 21 years in the Marine Corps. Our other co-founder is he did 13 years, medically retired, triple amputee, and then our dear friend Butch Lynch, you know, cancer survivor, and so we just do the recreational therapy all the time.
We're getting some pictures.
Yeah,
of this
a good
awesome
friend of mine, Derek Wida. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but we are first form athletes together. But he's a huge inspiration to me, and obviously, if you know, a badass. He was on American Ninja Warrior, but he is a wounded war veteran,
Right.
and he's crazy.
Yeah,
so.
Derek. I know. I've never met him. I know of him.
Yeah,
obviously,
most people know of him.
Yeah, because
He's
of
fantastic.
Article 15 and,
Yep.
and everything that they do, and then I've shared a lot of great internet memes with Derek and Matt Best and those guys in there because it is inspirational, and
Yep.
we do the same thing. We work with a lot of amputees, multiple leg, triple amputees that every single day kind of gives me the purpose to continue doing what it is that we do.
Yeah.
So.
And then not only do you be able to provide these guys with, and experiences that, they might not necessarily be able to have on their own, but you're giving almost like this message to everybody else out there, like it doesn't matter your situation in life, like just don't give up and never settle and keep going. And I mean, life is just full of ups and downs, but you can't just get stuck in a rut, and you can
Never settle.
Never settle.
Never settle. I saw it. She's got it tattooed on her left arm. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
So it's Warfighter Made kind of started from the out of the necessity that 22 veterans are committing suicide every single day, and we really wanted to give guys and men and women that we served with in all branches of the military. We wanted to kind of give them an opportunity to do more than what it was they were doing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the recreational therapy started. And then we teamed
What kind of
up.
programs do you do with them?
So how we started is we adapted and customized vehicles for catastrophically injured warfighters.
Okay.
Adapted to the injury, customized to the soul is our tag phrase. And then because of UTV Wolfpack, we got in touch with Polaris, and Polaris kind of saw where we were doing. We were doing some things with Lucas Oil in the short course racing, putting injured warfighters in as co-dogs and in a Predator Desert buggy. And they're like, yeah, we want to step the program up. We want to help you guys out. Donated a bunch of razors to us. And then a lot of great sponsors came on board to trick them out. And then we just started going out and doing these recreational therapy trips. We've been to Mammoth. We were at Rally on the Rocks, Moab, Utah last year, Glamis numerous times, and getting ready the first week of April. We're headed to the Godfrey clan in Utah.
You're going to see my buddy Greg up there.
And we're doing our second trip. Well, I'm going to go see my buddy Tanner. That's,
No, Tanner's good.
But I tell you, the Godfreys as a whole are phenomenal people.
Classy people.
And, they're just so into giving back to veterans and I mean, it just makes it a great time. So,
yeah. Well, and that's what's funny. You mentioned them, and everybody sees the shenanigans, of Greg Godfrey and Tanner and all of them, But behind the scenes, I mean, they truly are. They have a heart of gold.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So that program with adapting and customizing vehicles, we do the Lucas Oil short course racing. Lucas supports us when they do the national series, and we get to come and we basically provide the color guard. We go up there when the national anthem is being sung, and one of our injured warfighters is holding on to the national ensign, and then we team with other great nonprofits like Race for the Wounded that's here right now, and Race for the Wounded has 2 Army veterans with them that they're going to be riding co-dog with Tony Scott. And just
so cool.
Really giving back to those guys. And then Vet Motorsports, they take injured warfighters and integrate them into pit crews with teams, and it's fantastic. Really coming together with these other nonprofits and really giving back to the men and women that have done so much for us.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing you got to keep in mind. Like, these aren't just everyday average men and women. Like, these are legends and heroes and, you know, people who've sacrificed so much for, I mean, I am Canadian, but for the United States of America. And I just think it's really cool that you guys can be part of, you know, our community and our culture, and it's rad what you guys do.
You know, being Canadian, it's amazing how much support that Warfighter Made gets from our neighbors to the north.
Yep.
Concept Distributing contacted us one day out of the blue. They're out of Alberta.
Yep.
And they were like, hey, I think you need one of our cages on your Razor. And I was like, yeah, I think that's true. Send it out, no questions asked, you know, and then we work with another company out there called Nomad Manufacturing, and they make this it's called the Elevator. It's basically a stand-up creeper that bends over, and somebody who's catastrophically injured can lay on this over the engine compartment and you know, still get in there and get busy. We did a real great. Juan Dominguez is a triple amputee, both legs and an arm, and we were able to get him on this, and he was able with his one hand to switch out the Odyssey batteries in his vehicle, and it was just, you know, it was awesome. And he kind of looked over and he's just like, I never thought I'd be able to work on a vehicle again. And
isn't that satisfactory to hear that? You know, I never thought I'd be able to do this again, and here you are doing it.
Absolutely.
And that's what, you know, exactly what you guys do is all about.
And we always tell people, you know, we kind of judge our success in smiles, and, you know, we're pretty successful. You know, we put a lot of smiles on a lot of warfighters' faces, and
it's so exciting.
You know, the big thing that we're trying to reach out to guys now is that we've all been there. You know, we know what it feels like to be tired of everything, and where you feel like suicide is your only option, because you're done.
Yeah.
You know, and we're here to tell those individuals that it gets better. You know, let one person know, and if you're that person that is told, you know, get a bunch of friends together and just support that individual out of that crisis, and then it gets better.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a lot more to life than, you know, maybe what you were doing before. There's a whole new world out there. You know, you can pick up something new or try something different, but, you know, never settle and never get stuck. Never let life get you stuck in a rut. So
come out with Warfighter Made, jump in a Polaris RZR, and we'll go out on a recreational therapy trip.
Yeah, I want to go on one of those sometime.
We'll show you some fun.
There's
I've seen
more
you drive. You are
therapeutic.
not driving Polaris RZRs with us. All right.
But there's nothing more therapeutic than, you know, ripping a razor around.
That was a little Terracross freaking throw out there.
Yeah.
You mean his front flip, right?
Twice.
Yep.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, you know, we want to be a part of that. We want, you know, it's a fantastic opportunity for people, anybody listening right now, that an easy way for you to give back if you don't know how to get involved is to reach out to Warfighter Made, reach out to Race for the Wounded, reach out to Vet Motorsports, Wishes for Warriors, and just say, hey, this is who I am, and this is what we would like to do. How can we be involved? And we'll let you know. You know, whether it's you know, financially supporting a trip to come out to your area and do that with you guys, or, you know, just being a part. There's always ways that people can help, and we want people's help.
Yeah.
Because we can't do it on our own. You know. We really can't. So,
well, if you ever want to make a trip up to Canada,
I really got to go up there and see Al Macbeth from Concept Distributing. So I would.
Well, I'm right next door. I'm in Manitoba, so I'm you know, neighbors to Alberta.
Nice. We got friends that live up there in Yellowknife too.
Oh, well, that's really far away.
No idea where that's at, but
that's the north. That's like you are traveling in some northern territories. There's not a lot up there. But
we'll let you go. You got to give us a lowdown on the Warfighter Made Perseverance Award.
Yeah, look at that thing. Wow. That's a cool award.
So for the last couple years, it started with Joey D asking us to present a trophy for the UTV World Championships, which we did. A girl by the name of Donna Ellsworth earned it. And then as soon as we presented it, the Martellis hit us up and said, well, you got to do one for the Mint. And I was like, man, we were kind of thinking this was going to be a one and done. And they're like, no, you're going to present one for the Mint. I'm like, oh, okay. And I don't know if you saw it, but the German family won this last year, and they went through contingency with it sitting on their hood.
Well, that's a huge award. I mean, I would like to win something like that. Like that's a whole new.
The funny
area
thing
itself.
is, everybody wants it. Nobody wants to earn it because Donna Ellsworth earned it. She pushed her ATV for a half mile by herself to cross the finish line.
Hey, that's pretty unreal. That's insane.
The Germans won it by basically ratchet strapping the rear suspension up in their truck and negating the rear suspension and finishing the Mint 400. Katie Vernola won it at the UTV World Championships last month by flipping her razor and then spending literally an hour trying to stop people to help her flip it back over. And when she did, her rear end was destroyed, and but she kept going 20 miles an hour until she finished the race at night, no lights, whatever. And so the Perseverance Award that we have right now, we usually do a single barrel-chested Freedom Fighter, which was our rod and pistons donated to us by Croyer Racing Engines. And if you notice, Perseverance is holding the Warfighter Made shield for protection. And if you notice, Perseverance there is pretty well damaged. And adversity is the individual laying on the bottom. And we all know adversity. Adversity is always trying to hold us back, keep us down, and keep us from accomplishing our goals. And if you notice, Perseverance, extremely damaged, holding a Craftsman tool, has basically impaled adversity and has won the battle. So that's what the Perseverance Award is. To earn this award, you just don't get a flat tire, jump out, change it, and go across the finish line. You got to do something pretty unique to earn this award.
Just hearing you talk about that makes me a little emotional because the story of my life and, being a female in a male-dominated industry and, just overcoming life's challenges, and winning something like that, it would be more gratifying than just having an easy win, Being able to overcome adversity and persevere is one of life's biggest lessons that you'll have to do time and time again. And to be an athlete, that's what we struggle with every day. And I just think that, this trophy has such a long line and will have a history of cool stories. And that's what's so unique about it. And just listening to them, keep it going.
So built by Axis rod ends. Those are the rod ends, their rod ends that form the head. Again, the rod and pistons are from Croyer Racing Engines. The sticker is Proline Wraps, and Craftsman gave us the punch for the weapon. So, yeah, it's we enjoy it. We enjoy doing it, and we get pretty creative in the shop trying to act out how we're going to do it. Adam from Axis Rod, Adam, lay down. Let's see how this looks. And he's like, oh, so. Yeah, we have fun with it.
That's cool.
Yeah, we absolutely have fun. So.
All right, my friend. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. And, like I said, anything I can ever do for you guys or anything we can ever do, man, it's,
Everybody listening right now, look us up on social media, at Warfighter Made. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also, please check out Race for the Wounded and Vet Motorsports.
My friend Jackie is actually getting involved with Wish for the Wounded or
Wishes for Warriors.
Wishes for Warriors. So she was talking about that to me in the truck. So
another great organization founded by a Marine, and they really we align ourselves with nonprofits that basically are like us. They give 100% back.
Yeah, that's
no
what
one's paid,
and
it's all about the veteran.
Yeah.
And that's we got good people that are watching our backs to help us take care of the veterans who deserve it. So
very cool.
Thank you guys very much.
Right, thanks a lot, Rob.
I'm excited to see who's going to take home this award this week, too.
It's always a good story.
Yeah.
Sunday morning, I'm kind of formulating the story right now. I got to see, girls right now, it's 2-1. 2 girls have won it and only 1 guy. So you got to see what's going on.
I guess you got to see at the end of the race, what kind of crazy shenanigans have happened and, who crossed that finish line how.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, guys.
Right,
I appreciate it.
Rob. Take it easy, buddy. All right, that was Rob from Warfighter Made. As we sit here, we got my good friend, Polaris RZR teammate, Mark Burnett, sitting down. How's everything going, Mark?
It's going. I tell you, we had a little problem getting here. We had a little accident on the road.
No.
A little car came into me in my truck, and a little accident. So it It was all right, though.
Oh, no. That's
KO
not
to,
good.
KO to Camber. It was okay. Kept driving. Nothing.
The race car all right? Everything good to go?
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
better
good.
than, like,
Yeah,
you know,
the car's
on
good.
the way here than out there.
That's right. That's right.
You got it out of your system.
That's
so.
it. That's it. Are you still riding or what?
Of course I am.
I watch your Instagrams all the time.
Oh, yeah. No, I just partnered up with Yamaha this year, so I'm
I
really
saw that.
excited.
That's
New
awesome.
start for the season, so it's going to be good.
When's the season start?
I mean, I'm from Winnipeg, so we got snow on the ground still. I just finished up ice racing, so I had my big final ice race of the season that I won semi-pro, so I can be more stoked. But
Nice.
now let's transition. I want some dirt.
Nice.
No
You
more
come
snow.
out. You should come out here and ride some dirt and four wheels.
Okay, everyone has told me about this. You don't even understand how excited I am to get behind the wheels of one of these. I've never even been to Glamis. I've never had the opportunity to ride in the desert. So
What's up with that?
I know.
Glamis is right around the corner here.
I know.
She likes to go to SoCal and ride motocross.
Yeah, so any opportunity that I get, I try to get on a dirt bike and ride.
I'm sure one of
so.
my freestyle riders can give you a ride over to the dunes sometime.
Let's just throw my bike in the back of one of these trucks, and then we can go adventure and do both things. So.
Yeah, that's for true.
I'm down.
So, we got Johnny from UTV Inc. over here. But tell me a little bit about this bet you boys got going on.
Well, me and Johnny, we like to do some crazy bets. If it ain't a $1,000 to $5,000 bet, somewhere down there, we bet some pretty big heavy money.
Really?
Yeah, we're always all head to head here, so we like to go head to head and.
This race only?
Well, no, every race.
Oh, really?
We kind of have some kind of bet, and
That's cool.
I want to get kind of creative. So, I said, you know what? He goes, well, let's bet $1,000. I said, well, you know what? Okay, I'll bet $1,000. If I lose, you get $1,000. But I want to get, from my side, I want to cut your hair back to where it was in the 80s.
Oh, no.
And I want to engrave my initials in your head, which you have to have on for at least a month or so to make sure it's out there. And he was claiming, he's like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. I'm like, come on, don't be a wimp, And then he brought up the 6100 truck bet, too. He wanted to bet 6100 truck. He said, hey, you know what, I'm going to be in the lead on first lap. I said, I got $5,000, says that's not happening. Okay, so
oh my goodness,
we're going big on money, but he didn't want to take that bet. But he took the haircut bet, and we got a lot of press from it. Definitely, he's going to get a lot of press from everybody out there, even the TV stuff.
Well, now he's locked in because Polaris RZR's actually, pushing stuff out through Instagram and
I
everything
saw that.
else. So
No.
this deal has gone mainstream. There's no backing out now.
Yeah, I know that.
Are you guys going to do the haircut at the finish line?
We wanted to do it. At the award ceremony. We're
Yes.
pretty much in front of everybody. That's what I'm doing. I'm actually flying my barber out here to cut his hair, and maybe me to do a couple little extra on his head. So
that would be awesome.
Yeah,
that's going to be.
he if you don't know Johnny, he's definitely prides his hair and his stuff. His hair, you'll see him flick it back. Just watch when he comes up here, he'll be flicking it back like he's a movie star or something like that. So he really prides his hair, and he's really.
That's
he really
a low
wants
blow.
To, yeah, he
It's a
really
low
wants
blow.
to win. For me, it's $1,000, but it's worth the deal. We're going to try to start giving it to charity and stuff. We're going to start doing some charity stuff like that to give the money out to somebody.
But you got to do a haircut and donate the locks to charity or something like that.
Something like that. Well, he's really old, so I don't know if the hair would stay on that long.
Oh, that's sad.
I'm really old, but he's really old. Okay, he makes me look young.
Well, it's funny we talk about that, but Johnny, he's a trash talker. I mean, anybody that doesn't know Johnny, Mark's talking trash here.
Yeah.
Johnny, it's tenfold coming from him.
Oh, we wait to see him on the thing. He'll be dishing it out here in a second for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you're not going to get your haircut?
No, it wasn't the bet. He'd rather have the money. So I'd like to have interesting things. If it ain't, plastering my face on his car. We might do something weird, I don't know what it is.
No,
But,
the haircut, that's a great idea.
I borrow his Bentley or something he has for a month or something. I don't know. We might have to do something weird, but, it's going to be fun racing. There's a lot of great UTV guys out there today, actually tomorrow for the Mint 400, and it's going to be exciting to see the race out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny? We had earlier, we had Cameron Steele and we had Ronnie Renner sitting down together, and it's funny because you played a part in that too. You're kind of one of the cogs in this whole freestyle motocross wheel. And they're talking about your tour and how you've given all these guys starts, and things like that. And it was just pretty interesting, that you really helped shape that industry.
Well, this year is actually my 20th year doing it. I was there when the first one was in Vegas here, and it is 20 years now. And that's where we're at. So I've been thinking about it lately, seeing where I'm going to go with the freestyle, because freestyle. It's hot and cold right now. They took a lot of the competitions away. and it's a little bit cold. But demos are still out there, but
because it's getting so extreme.
it is.
It's just
no
limits.
I mean, no offense to the guys here in the United States, but there's only like I could name like a couple riders, maybe 3 riders that would maybe get in the top 5. Adam Jones is one of the top guys out there, and when they go to X Games, they're going to get their they're going to be really worried about all the big competition coming over overseas. There's some big guys over
the
there.
Australians and
killing it.
Japanese, I mean,
the
killing it. All of them.
Yeah, Sheeny's
Sheeny's unbelievable.
Sheeny's nuts.
And then they got Best Trick, so I don't think he should do it, but I've heard rumors about him maybe doing a triple backflip at X Games, and that's like a one-time deal.
Are they bringing their own ramp?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to allow that, but
Yeah.
they need right now. X Games is they're hurting for TV ratings and stuff like that, so they're trying to get some big stuff like that right now. To get Best Trick, you're going to see some guys eat it pretty bad,
And that's where you kind of draw that fine line, and
Yeah.
What's safe and what's pushing it, and
Yep.
what are they going to allow? Kind of like Winter X Games.
Yep.
They took it away for a bit, and now they brought it back, and it was really mellow, and it was more about the talent and who has the biggest balls.
Yep.
And it's really kind of interesting to see how freestyle motocross is shaping up over these next couple of years, because it's like a pivotal point on where is it going to go.
Where is it going to go? It really is. It really is. I've seen a lot of ups and downs, but this is definitely on the downward, it seems like, for the riders. And they're all fighting for work now. Yeah. The riders that used to charge $5,000, they're worth $1,500 now.
Yeah.
So
there's
it's
so many. It's a very saturated industry.
It's a saturated industry,
and
it's
you have
hard.
like 16-year-olds come out like huck a backflip. And
Yeah.
backflip used to be hard, where now it's like
It's
if you
simple.
can't do a backflip, then
Well,
go home.
you're good. You've been going upside down, I've been seeing.
I have been. So I've been. I'm trying to make that transition now to wood chippings this summer. But my parents are like, no, you can flip as much as you want into a film pit. Like, don't even think about it.
Oh, well, you never know. Some people broke off. Josh Hill, was one of them. It watered himself up pretty bad from doing that.
But he's also a man, and
I
us
know that.
women have more intelligence up there, and we're more calculated.
Yeah.
But you know what? The first one was so easy that I'm just like, okay, I'm ready for this. Like, it's once you get it down and you get the rotation down, and you mentally get over that, like, I'm going upside down. And as a motocrosser, it's a lot different. Like Tommy was saying that people who have no experience on a bike can go and huck a backflip no problem.
Yeah.
Because for us, we're like counteracting the movements because it's not normal for us. So,
that's true.
Yeah.
And like our shows, we're trying to bring like Jimmy Blaze, he's another guy, and we're both going to do different stuff. We're trying to do different new stunts and stuff like that to bring a better show because freestyle is soft.
Yeah.
It is. And I love it, but it's soft. People want to see crazy stuff. Jimmy's pretty crazy. I don't know if you've ever seen him before.
Yes.
He's nuts.
He is crazy. He has 9 lives. I've seen him crash, and I'd be in the hospital for a year compared to what, he just gets up and walks away.
Yeah, he's made of rubber.
He is.
But it's funny. I get the most random texts from him, too, and it's so funny. I mean, he's just...
He always gives me a hard time on social media. He, busts my chops all the time.
I see that, too. I watch it.
I'm like, oh, I don't even know you, and you're, calling me out for stuff. I love it. So
Well, your social media is pretty big.
Oh, try.
It is pretty big. You're pretty high up there on the standards.
I just let out the personality. I'm just like, bleh. There you go.
Yeah, the funny personality.
Yeah.
That's it for sure.
I feel like I'm like that in real life.
You are really like that. I'd say that for sure. So yeah, we're gonna. It's gonna be a good race. There's Johnny. I should get him over here, but he didn't see it.
No, I was trying, and he
he just beelined it
I've
away
tried to
from
get Johnny
you.
on the show for 6 months now. He won't do it. He's like,
Is that
I
the
don't
guy
do
with the
radio.
long hair?
Yeah, it's the guy with long hair.
Oh my goodness, that's gonna be really like
No, he's
predominant.
Maine. I mean, it's.
Are you thinking? You don't think he'll come over here? I think he will.
Call him.
I'm gonna call him right now. Let's see if he picks up his phone. If he sees him down there. You never know with him. Let's see. It's
You're really
ringing.
gonna know. It's not short hair. You're gonna notice that number.
Oh yeah. Oh,
your
you're gonna
initials
notice it. Hey, come over here. We're gonna do an interview. You're on live. Come over here. Back over here, Polaris.
All right. Like I said, we are literally freewheeling here
Come over
on
here.
Fremont Street.
Oh, yes.
people, bringing people in. It's just we're overtime now. We're into extra innings. Doesn't matter. We're having a good time.
It's a lot of people here.
It's crazy.
It's insane. I want to get up and walk around. I've been stuck here for 2 hours. I'm like, I need to see stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have plenty of time for that for sure.
I know. What time does this go till down here? About 5?
5:36.
5:30.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
we got a lot of time.
We need to come down to Baja.
I need to soon. Very soon.
Yeah. It's gonna be a.
Can you get me in a truck? Can I get in the desert?
You
like
get
to.
UTV. I used to drive trucks, but now I told Johnny he has a truck too, and I tell him
Oh, I like UTV.
he's right behind you too. Wave him over there, Jim.
He's
Give him-
hiding.
He's hiding right there. Let's see if he comes over.
Oh, he's coming.
He's coming.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah.
Come on over here.
Yeah, we gotta get. He knew it was coming. I told him.
He
earlier.
did. He's coming.
Yeah, we gotta get him mic'd up here.
Oh, hi, guys.
Yeah.
You got to do radio.
Well, we hear you're going to
You
have
gotta
a
do
really
it.
fancy haircut,
Is it?
so we want to hear about it. No, he's not.
You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
All
70s called. They wanted it back too, okay?
Yeah, we got my good friend Johnny from UTV Inc., another Polaris RZR factory driver. Mark's been telling us about this little bet you guys got going on. I know you told me about it earlier, but we want it from your point of view, man. What's really going to happen tomorrow?
It's really a no-lose situation for me because Mark can't drive. So I'm basically going to make $1,000, keep my hair. If something did happen and I broke, I need a haircut anyway.
He's trying to play it out. Really,
He is playing it out.
I almost went and got my hair cut down the street, had him put it in a bag, brought it with me when I saw Mark so I could say, here, Mark, I don't have anything to lose.
Well, I know
we got to put my initials in the hair, too.
Yeah.
We got to do some crazy
I know
stuff.
you're even getting tweets for our posts from you were showing me earlier from the Polaris RZR accounts blowing this up. So, I mean, it's as mainstream as you can get now. The hair is on the line, buddy.
It is, and I saw some crazy hairdos from Joe Dirte haircuts
The Joe
to purple
Dirt.
mohawks. And
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know that was part of my bet, but
Roll with it now, right?
we'll see what happens.
Nice.
I like the purple mohawk. I think
See,
that's
he has
nice
to come
too.
up from way behind. That's the first thing he has to do for this race. And hit me, get me out of the way, and then go. Sims has already said he's going to block him anyways and get him out of the way.
And that's not really fair that it's a team effort to cut my hair off.
I tell you what I love about the UTV class. Sims, Johnny, Burnett. I know you guys are all buddies. You talk more trash. It's so great.
It is awesome, isn't it?
I love it.
Me and Johnny always talk trash all on the phone all the time. It's just some kind of shit we talk all the time
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, I laugh because I had Sims on air, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago or something, and Johnny's tuned in and he's texting me as Sims is on air talking trash, and I was laughing so hard. It's just hilarious.
We like to keep the pressure on him, and some days I'll even wake up and just text random bad words and profanity to Mark.
He does like to do that a lot in the mornings. About 6 in the morning. He goes to bed at 8 because he's so freaking old, okay? I was going to say effing old, but okay. 8 o'clock. Was it 8 or 7:30 now?
I was up until 3 last night. I hope my wife and kids aren't listening to this, but I was up till 3. You missed the whole party.
I didn't go to bed. What are you talking about, son?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was a good one.
He's going to be racing a 6100 truck out there too. He's got double duties. That's pretty big, for him. That's a lot of work right there. He better get his rest in tonight for sure. Better take some of the vitamins.
He's raiding your Monster Energy tomorrow.
Well, I don't know. He couldn't handle that. That's for sure. It's a low lot.
I'll be fine.
Sure?
Couple laps in the RZR.
You're really quiet here, right here. You were a little worried on talking on the radio?
Yeah, I'm not normally on the radio.
It's
so
okay. You're kind of a big deal.
I normally get to talk crap in private, so.
Damn.
It's all right, guys.
I wanted to hear some shit talking right here on the radio.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to stop by. Good luck to both of you.
I can't wait to see this awards banquet. What's going to go down?
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
I might be broke down out in the desert and not
make it back. Yeah.
Knowing Johnny's going to have a helicopter land and pick him up.
He
and
does.
Be back in Phoenix.
Didn't you see his helicopter out there?
Yeah.
UTV Inc. helicopter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he got out there for sure. If you guys want, you need to come over to the pit area. Our pit, we got free carne asada. Come on over, hang
we'll
out.
Definitely swing by tomorrow.
Got some really good shit, really good stuff, so get some food.
Yeah,
Cool.
So the general public should know that Mark just offered on the radio for everybody to go over to his pit for carne asada. So if you guys do see anybody there with a hair clipper
you
or
see this right here?
scissors,
This is what it's about because they
like
want to make
me.
sure the haircut.
They're not taking
They
pictures
want
of
to see
you.
then, before and after. That's what they want to see. Okay? Look at it. He already knows. I already told him. And Mad Media, we're going to get some stuff from them, too. We're going to do a little interview.
Nice.
I hope you love it.
It's just hair.
It's all right.
It's going to grow back.
It's going to have my initials in it. It's okay.
I don't know about you, but my hair grows really slow.
I normally get a haircut
Dude, you
every
think-
6 to 8 months. So it's, maybe I'll go a year for the next one, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to lose.
Hey, you're not going to have this anymore. That little flip back.
The
you got
Farrah Fawcett flip.
Yeah, the flip. That you
No,
do.
no. From our generation, it's called the Justin Bieber hair flip. So
Okay.
You got
there
that
you go.
going on.
I don't know who that is, but
Oh no!
See that?
That's the kid with tight pants, right?
Yeah, that's him. He dyes his hair all the time. One picture. Okay.
Oh, we got a couple of celebrities here, man.
We're doing photo shoots.
Right here.
All right.
Yeah.
Check you guys out, the rock stars here, man.
Yeah, we're trying to hit people up. We're getting a lot of press on the Instagram here.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's going full-blown mainstream now.
Oh, yeah, Instagram, Johnny Angel.
Yeah, give him a follow, Johnny Angel, UTV Inc.
Don't
Mark
follow
Burnett.
The Angel is in the house.
Yeah, MB Motorsports, right?
Yep, MB Motorsports.
All right. But you guys take
No
it easy.
yawning.
Yeah, no yawning.
You're
Suck in the
killing
back.
it. You're a baby. You better not be yawning.
Yeah.
I know.
God.
I needed us another cocktail.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway,
I've only
I
had one
appreciate
today,
it,
and
guys.
it's like
Stay
2 o'clock.
tuned because
Yeah.
we'll make a big deal out of Mark paying me the $1,000.
That's
and,
no
and I
problem.
don't know if the public actually knows that he didn't make it to the Baja 1000 due to his foot injury, and I let him slide on the $2,000 that he lost from that race by not even showing up.
I already told Ed that
So
we all
maybe
know about the
we
money.
could leave
we
my
should
hair just a
we
little
should do
bit
some kind of
longer.
thing with the charity. We should give it to charity.
Give my money to charity?
Yeah.
Let's give my hair to charity, and you give me the money.
Well,
That's what I said.
you're Daddy Warbucks over here. Come on. If I had your money, I'd burn mine.
I wouldn't even know what charity to start with.
Well, I'm sure we can find some out there. Okay.
I'll go for that. I'll go for the $1,000. I'll donate to charity because I'm going to win anyway.
Okay. Whatever you want to do.
All right, guys. Well, you guys have some fun. Good luck. We'll
Thanks,
see you at the
guys.
finish line one way or another. You
Thank
know,
you.
I don't know, man. This is going to be entertaining tomorrow for
It's
sure.
always entertaining, me and him.
All right. Thanks a
tell.
lot.
Thank you.
Mark Burnett.
See you
Johnny
guys.
from
Good luck
UTV.
tomorrow.
Thanks.
You'll both need it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man, they're walking away talking trash. Man, they're getting so many pictures.
Man, they're heated. I'm ready to see the fist gonna fly.
Everybody wants to be at the finish line tomorrow and find out who wins out of this deal.
Hey, look at this girl. She's a Girls Get Dirty Too truck driver. I like it.
Oh, man, we got
Power to the women.
Man, we are way into overtime today. But,
Oh, who cares? We're
yeah.
having fun.
We got
I like
Joe
it.
Duncan and Jeremy
What's up,
from
Joe?
Terracross. They're getting mic'd up here.
Hello.
All right, save the best for last, right?
Yeah. Hey, I got one. Where did it go?
I don't know. What do you?
I was looking at the new the Terracross
Terracross flyer.
God,
All
I'm
right,
in there.
so
It's
give
my
us the
face.
latest on Terracross. It's been a while since we got up.
Yeah, we've been hard at work. Lots of things wrapped up from last season, as you know, really good. Everybody's pretty excited how that last race at Camp Razor went under the lights, under the Musco lighting. One of our best television shows to date. So
Well, that was because you're a TV host.
that was because actually it was because of our TV hosts. It sure played out well, and a lot of compliments on that. Nice job, Jim Beaver.
I had to make up for destroying a razor in San Diego.
Yeah, we like that you're behind the TV stuff now, and we save on equipment. It's a win-win. It's a win-win.
Oh my, shots fired.
So, yeah, wrapped up the season. We had some great meetings up at SEMA right after that, and those meetings at SEMA are starting to come into play now. We've got some big announcements coming out in the next 2 weeks. One of our meetings at SEMA was in reference to our television programming, and that has come together, and we'll have a big announcement here within the next 2 weeks at terracrossracing.com. And everybody's going to be very, very pleased with the direction that Terracross is heading. And then to top it off, we had some big partner meetings and have been, in the mix of some big non-endemic partners coming on board. And with everybody else's race season starting up, January, February, even here into March, and everything is kind of put on, I won't say hold, but very they're focused on what's happening now. Our season won't start till a little bit later in the year. So now everybody's kind of got caught up on what they're doing with all the other series, and now we're kind of a focus point. And Jeremy and I have had some great meetings here recently. And again, we got some pretty big announcements, not only with partners, but also with some athletes that are going to be able to participate, some that have talked about it for a couple of years now. And they're able to make it. And with our new schedule being pushed back a little later in the season, it's going to help those guys to be able to run the full season and run for a points championship.
Yeah, I know it too. I know the feeling, but
you're
not
one of those, Amy.
I know, I know. Last year sucked because for me the schedule came out a little late, and I already was committed to all those weekends. But it's cool. You see these guys who want to come out, and that's what it's about. These guys want to come out and race Terracross because the event is it's so much fun. It's laid back. It's very flashy, and it's for the fans. It's not so much pressure. Got to be here at this time and doing this, like running around like a chicken with your head cut off at most of our other events. Terracross is fun, and I really try to promote the whole fun aspect, and you're getting all these big name people coming out and wanting to join in the fun, really, basically.
And that's what we strive for. I've been doing this for over 25 years, and when we put this whole thing together and we put the Terracross program together, Jeremy's been involved with racing forever and a day, and the biggest thing we wanted was ease of racing, affordable racing, and fun. And when you're able to fly in, show up at the track, go out and have some fun, come back. All right, we're going to do racing. Here's this section. We get a couple-hour break. Here's this section. All right, we're done. Next day, get our television stuff. Boom, boom, boom. It's very convenient. Nothing starts too early. Nothing starts too late. It's not about racing. It's about entertainment television, and that plays well into our athletes and competitors and our celebrities because it's not that 7 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
You're going straight through. You don't have 20 mechanics scrambling to try and get your stuff ready. Our guys take care of it. We have the most amazing mechanics, thanks to Polaris and their engineers that help out, and our team of professional mechanics that run the service side of things. When they come in, they get fixed. The guys don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Take that stress level right off the table, and things become a lot funner.
Yeah, and it's such a cool community because you have these celebrities and big-name athletes who are still extremely competitive, so you put them out on the track, and they each want to go and win and, take each other out, and just they're still racing. But, when you come off the track, it's like, oh, my gosh, yeah, like everyone's, like, high-fiving and bumping shoulders and stuff, and it's just a really cool environment, and that's what I really love about it. And what I liked, I remember that one person wasn't ready, and you're like, okay, cool, we'll wait for you. Like, it's great. It's such a chilled, laid-back experience that makes it's like I'm having a holiday while I get to race. Like, it's cool. I love what you're doing. It's a good angle.
I love being able to fly in, drive, not worry about anything, fly out, Yeah. It's, for me as a racer, I mean, I do stuff like the Mint 400, and, we've got, 30 guys that come with me to support it, and, chase trucks and logistics, and it's crazy. And for me, I mean, I can go and, just have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll let Jeremy explain, how our Polaris RZR program works and why it is so easy. But, it starts with the Polaris RZR.
Yeah, we've got a great machine to begin with, and taking stock Polaris RZR 1000s and turbos and putting these athletes in these vehicles, adding some safety features, and really just let them focus on their driving. And like you said, when these athletes are out there competing, it's everybody neck and neck and doing everything they can to win. But yet, as soon as the race is over, they're not worried about the drama and getting their machines fixed. The mechanics take care of all that, and they're hanging out in the athlete lounge and making fun of each other in there and having a good time and working with all the spectators and stuff. So it's just a great environment. It's fun for us to watch. We put on very competitive racing that's great for the fans, and then to see the interaction between those athletes when they're not racing, it is also fun for us too.
And the cool thing about it is you have, a UTV world champion, freestyle, motocross, huge personality like Ronnie. You have these huge name athletes in all these different sports who come together and are basically like defending their title in whatever sport they are. So for me, it's kind of like, okay, who's going to take this? Like, is it going to be a moto guy or a truck guy or a RZR guy?
Snowmobile guy.
Levi LaValle. Like, it's really cool that way because you're bringing in all these different motorsports communities and all these different eyes who, you kind of want to go and cheer for their guy. And I like that. You guys, it's a cool idea. It's definitely different.
The only real similarity between everybody is everybody's competitive. So it doesn't matter what your background is. Everybody there wants to win races, and they all have different skill sets. So to combine those athletes together on one racetrack is just very entertaining.
And that's what I like about it. Like for me, I had the opportunity to ride to practice one day. I went out to Levi Valley's. Joe brought me a razor, and I got to test it out before I showed up to my first race. But I showed up to my first race, missed practice, and then had to kind of take a couple test laps. But the transition from a dirt bike to a Polaris RZR and, the course designs and everything, it was awesome. Like, anybody can arrive and drive and jump in one of these things and have a blast and feel comfortable in it. So, I definitely recommend it to anybody out there who wants to try it. Like, it's definitely fan friendly, or whatever kind of racing you do, you can switch it up. So.
Yeah, and that's kind of how we designed it. We again, you go back to the Polaris vehicle. One, anybody can jump in one of these things.
Exactly.
Take it from the showroom floor, a few additions, and you're on the racetrack. What other sport? What other place you can do that? And then go to the safety factor. You're in a roll cage.
Yep.
You're in a vehicle that's been tested, and you
it's
put
front flip tested.
It's
okay.
Jim Beaver front flip tested twice.
I know.
In one race, twice in one race.
It's funny. I get so much crap over that, which I
it made it's on TV.
But it's
now.
funny because
Can't hide.
I don't know how many people destroyed razors and front flipped off that same jump, but only anybody ever remembers me, which is great. I've owned it. I mean, I'll continue to own it, but it's
usually
funny.
people learn from their mistakes, but you went out and did it again, so that's why we're giving you a hard
Which
time.
made it great.
You're getting there, Jim. The next year we'll actually work on completely rolling that thing over and continuing the race like we had a few do this year. So
I've seen that.
There's step 2 involved in that
look
process.
at that truck.
Nice. How cool is this out here at the Mint?
My goodness. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted, but every now and then you get this amazing paint job. It looks like a hand, like almost like a pencil designing of this crazy skull and flowers. Oh my god!
Mark
Well, there's Burnett's car right
Burnett.
there. There's his razor right there.
That's the one that's gonna.
Look at that razor. Holy, that's like a razor on steroids.
Yeah. That's the one that's going to get Johnny a haircut.
Yeah. That's a nice machine.
That's
there.
amazing.
Well,
the money and the time in these machines out here is just incredible.
You look across the way, and you got Jim Beaver's car. You got Bryce Menzies. You got
Renner's.
Ronnie Renner. And think about it. All you guys race Terracross with us. It looks like Renner's going to be able
he's
to make.
excited too. He's pumped on it.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to make all 3 rounds this year, so he's pumped. And we got a great lineup. Levi LaValle coming back. I just saw Chad Ragland out here. He wasn't able to continue to race last season with us. Other obligations and other things that went on, but now we just talked, and hopefully he's going to come back and play with us. Cole Coutu from Snowmobile Racing, sport champion last year, doing really well in the pro lights this year. Brandon Sims, he's a top best in the desert racer. He's coming to play with us. Colton Moore, X Games multi-time gold medalist.
What about girls?
Oh,
I know Sarah Price is lined up again.
Sarah. Actually, she's
out here.
She's out here. I just saw her. She's coming to see us here in a little bit. She has some big stuff she's in the works on. Shelby Anderson. She just walked by our Terracross booth. Yep, and she actually has some sponsor meetings she's working on right now for Terracross.
She's an unreal driver.
The races last year at the end of the season.
Her and Sarah, man.
Oh, they were dicing it up.
I need to get some more practice so I can run with those girls.
Yeah,
so.
we need to
I'm
get
gonna
you
go
driving.
I'm going to head out to Arizona and California here and practice a little bit more and maybe ride with a couple of my other competitors so they can teach me the ropes. But and that's a cool thing about it also is that, for someone who's never driven a RZR before, I didn't feel like I was too far behind, like with a little bit of practice. And it's all about kind of figuring out how much you can push those machines. It's a little bit different. You got to, like everyone's been talking about here, it's about how much you can give, learning where you can get on and got to let off a bit. So once I can figure the machine out a little bit more, I think I'll be able to hold my own. So, and I'm competitive. I don't want to go out there and get freaking 4th place. Like I want to be battling up for the win there. So,
Well, I think that's what's cool. That's what's cool about Terracross in general is that when the athletes, celebrities, racers, average Joe racer, when they show up to compete, it's a free for all, and no one knows what's going to happen because if you push that little bit too hard, R.J. Anderson, he obviously one of our top racers, and he basically grew up in one of these things, helped design it with Walker Evans Racing, and he loves coming to Terracross because it comes down to driver ability.
Exactly.
And he was right in the points championship hunt. Points just 2 points, something like that.
One mistake.
One mistake. He pushed a little too hard and damaged the machine, and it put him out of the points championship. But they were right there, Jason Luberg and him, all season long, right there, toe to toe. That's what's great. You never know who's going to win. You never know who's going to, push it that little bit too much, or the guy sits back a little too much and can't capture those points. So.
But I love that it comes down to driver ability that rather than machine. So, you come, all of them are exactly the same. So it's not like I'm kind of competing with these people who have these, huge deep pockets and these pimped out machines. Like, it's all the same. It's like arrive and drive. And that's what's really cool also about it, that, anybody can jump in one and be competitive.
Well, and you're talking about some of our other women racers. Jolene Van Vught from obviously Nitro Circus and Rockstar. She's on board full time. She actually has her razor from last year, and that's actually getting shipped to her here shortly. She's going to be training all summer.
I got to get on it.
So pumped to get back out there. Daniel Weatherly with us. Katie Vernola, she races out here.
Yeah, she was competing for the Miss Mint.
Yeah, competing for Miss Mint, and she races in the short course stuff out west here. And it's just we have a good field. We'll have, like I said, we have 5 classes for next year. We've got a turbo class, which our top 5 in points have gone to, as well as that'll be the class that like Ronnie Renner goes into.
Yep.
These guys that have been around racing and been in the turbo Polarises a lot.
Yep.
Those are the guys that are going to fall into that category, and there's going to be 10 spots in the Polaris Turbo class.
Yep.
And then we've got the 20-person men's class.
Yep.
And there'll be a new champion this year because our 2 points champions that have been battling for the last couple of years now move into the turbo class.
Okay, that's cool.
So by moving them up into the turbo class, we automatically will have a new champion.
Yep.
It could be Jim Beaver. Yeah. It could be Jim Beaver.
You got to come practice. We got to go train. We'll train together.
Like I've said, I've won in everything I've ever done except for razors. So
now's your time, Jim. We're ready for you, bud.
So you go from the 20-person men's class. We've got a 10. We'll have a full women's class with 10 women in that class, and then you get to the Celebrity X class. Hubert Rowland, everyone's favorite redneck, is heading up that class for us. And he is having a blast with it already. He's out doing some other racing and driving as much as he can. He's so pumped for this year.
Awesome.
But he's helping us put that whole deal together and going to make that Celebrity X class one heck of a show.
Mm-hmm, I bet. Awesome, but really big characters. You're bringing on these big personalities in the motorsports industry, so it's not just makes for good racing, but it makes for good TV, that's for sure.
We combine some racing and reality TV all in one.
Exactly. Yeah. We should have our own YouTube
television.
channel series
Absolutely.
and make some pit videos of the shenanigans that go on behind scenes, because it's actually pretty entertaining.
Well, we've talked about that we have reality TV in a box, and if we get to the point where that funding's there, we're going to have one heck of a program that could be aired on just about anything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, long time no see. That was Jim Riley.
Jim Riley from Azunia Tequila. So, I know you said some announcements getting ready to roll out sometime in the next couple of weeks.
Next couple of weeks, we'll have our TV programming released. We'll have a couple of updated on partners coming together. Got some great stuff in the works with Polaris. We're pretty excited about the next few weeks, basically 2 months. Again, our season starts a little later, which allows everybody to kind of get in their groove. And
you got to let that schedule out.
Yeah, it's coming.
I need to book those days off.
Yeah, it's coming. We're going to have a nice schedule release coming up here, and we got some cool things. Again, the business model behind Terracross is go places where people are. Go to events that already exist. Go to facilities that already have people at them. So you're not out there trying to market to get people there.
Yeah.
Those people are already there. They're there for the athletes. They're there for the television. They're there for the partners. and we have put on a great show, for those people at these facilities. And when we make a couple announcements here that people are going to be pretty pumped on,
I'm
what
excited.
we're doing. Yeah.
That's why I loved it at Heydays, because, like when there was intermission and I had some breaks, I got to wander around through the pits and check out all the new, the cool stuff that was going on at Heydays. And there was grass drags in the back 40 and, a bunch of other stuff going all around. Heydays was such a cool place to be at because so much going on and, so many fans and so many spectators, and that was such a great event to be a part of, for sure.
Yeah, then, we got to do Camp Razor and Glamis.
Which I missed, so I have no comments on that.
Yeah, and what a place,
don't rub it in.
Yeah, you have 100,000 some people out there in the sand dunes, and everybody's out there for that. And the photos and videos from UTV Underground and Mad Media and ATVRiders.com, the stuff that came in from that and from our CBS Sports Network show on television of all these cars driving, all these Razors and side-by-sides all coming in and all going out, and the show that Polaris put on out there for all the people on site, and it was just amazing.
Yeah.
It was truly amazing.
Instagram blew up for 2 days.
Yeah.
It was insane. I was just watching it. It was just, Camp Razor, Terracross, party. I'm like,
party, no.
I gotta, turn this off. Yeah, nighttime was rad. I mean, you guys were racing under the lights and everything. It was just epic.
Yeah, we had the Musco lights come in. Same thing we use at the X Games, and bringing that in just brought a whole new element.
Yeah.
And again, when Jeremy and I went down and looked at the place and said, we got to build this track out of sand, we just were shaking our heads. But Jeremy, tell the guys about the track.
Yeah.
We were really worried a couple weeks prior to that event that we were going to be able to make a track that would actually hold together for some real side-by-side racing. And our track crew, hats off to them, because it was a lot of effort, but they did an amazing job. And to be very honest with you, lots of truckloads of water, and we put a track together that actually was probably one of our best events of the year as far as the track was concerned. The racers loved it. It was very fun. The fans loved it. It was entertaining. And that sand worked well for us. I mean, we dug deep, got some wet sand up there, and the track held together and gave them a pretty consistent racing surface the entire event. So it was something we were pretty excited about.
And I mean, as again, very newcomer to the whole UTV world, man, I rolled up to that track and I was like, this is gnarly. It was crazy. The obstacles that you have, the over-under that drop down into a pit and jump up these tires, and it's so entertaining for the fans. I would love to sit back and just watch. I loved watching the guys at it because, there's a lot of different and unique obstacles on the track that separated the course, and, someone got stuck in the valley or, stuck on a tire, and it's cool. Your track designers and builders are really talented people, so hats off to them for making a really great racing, event. So
well, that comes from our partners, the Mystic Mangler, the tire section.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How cool is that to sit right there and watch these guys try and get over, and they all have different techniques. Some are trying to crawl over, some are trying to jump over, some are doing wheelies. I think Levi LaValle wheelied right over the top of the thing.
I would close my eyes.
Yeah, it's insane. And from a fan standpoint, you're right there watching that. You're 50 feet away going, no way are they doing that. And as crazy as it is, these Polaris Razors just pound through it. And
no problem.
Yeah, hammering out laps.
Razors.
Yeah, stock Razors.
Polaris Razors.
I want to get in a turbo. I haven't sat in one yet. I couldn't imagine. I would have to just send it.
And the Mystic Mangler in San Diego last year, Shelby Anderson did a complete backflip off the top of the Mystic Mangler. So these are loader tires that are 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
And to do a complete backflip off the top of those, land on all four wheels, and continue to finish that race, it just says a lot about the engineering behind these vehicles.
I mean, she could enter X Games. She just did a backflip. Rolled it out. It's crazy.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate the time, and looking forward to Terracross being a part of it again this year. And
we got to make sure we got to bring you on the show to announce your big news.
What
better place?
We've got that in the works.
Okay,
we're going to have a weekly Terracross segment with Joe.
We should. That'd be great.
Yeah, we're going to have a full segment. We're going to bring on a couple of athletes each week.
Oh, wow.
And a partner. And they get to talk to you guys every week. And
Let's do
either
that.
Jeremy or myself will probably be on there at the same time, and we'll have updates. And again, some pretty cool stuff coming, in the process of contracts and signing some stuff. And when those things happen, so excited to make these announcements. It's going to be really cool, and people are just going to be like, no way is that coming.
Yeah. Okay, you're getting me excited now. I can't wait.
It's going to be good. Thank you again for your time, Jim.
All
Amy,
right.
thanks very much.
Oh, thanks for having us a part of Terracross, too.
Thanks.
Really.
All right, no, yeah, thanks for the opportunities, and we'll definitely chat soon.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right, Amy, that was Joe and Jeremy from Terracross.
I'm pumped. I'm going to get some training done this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to be prepared, and I want to come home. I want to at least battle it out for that championship.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Sarah's an extremely, Sarah and Shelby are really talented UTV riders. Or drivers, I guess. It's very different lingo than motocross. But, I got my work cut out for me. But I feel like if I could get used to a little bit different terrain, like Levi's track was really dry. And I showed up to Terracross, and it was very, sandy in these deep sections. And I pushed my razor too much, and I rolled it once right off the start. And it's funny because Ronnie Feist was my co-driver. I walked up to Ronnie. We'd never met in person before. And I walked right up to him like, hey, I'm Amy Hood. I've never driven a Razor before. Do you want to be my co-driver? And he's just like laughed at me and was like, okay. But he live Snapchatted our race with his phone. Like he was holding his phone while I was driving and has it all on Snapchat that like I rolled it right off the start. And we were sitting there upside down laughing. Like it was just hilarious. And that's the cool thing about the Polaris Razors is that they have a roll cage. It's really, really safe and just makes for a great overall experience, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. So, we're getting some more photos here.
Yeah, let me fix my hair. They don't understand. Like, I'm a woman. I got to look nice.
Yeah, so you got the full-blown pose there.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think it's about time to wrap things up here.
It
I
is,
get something
it
to
is.
drink. I think both of us need something to drink.
Oh, I need like something liquid, beveragey,
Yeah, it's cocktail
cold
hour,
and delicious. It is. It's 3 o'clock. It's almost 3 o'clock. It's happy hour. But, there's different time zones all over, so it's technically happy hour anytime.
It's always 5
And
o'clock.
we're in Las Vegas, okay? Time is irrelevant. We're at the Mint 400, and I am ready to get some racing done tomorrow.
All
I'm
right.
ready to watch.
Well, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks to Polaris Razor, all of our great partners, all of our guests today. We're here at Polaris Razor Mint 400, and I guess we'll be back next year, right?
Yeah, we will. And hopefully maybe I'll be behind the wheel of something.
Nice.
Get a razor. Okay, well, these ones are pretty crazy, so I'm excited.
We'll
Let's
get you in
go.
something.
Let's do it.
All
I'll co-drive. I have no problem with that.
All right.
Awesome.
All right, time to sign off here, and we will see you
Tuesday.
next Tuesday.
Yep.